This page is the dynamic cover of a Dreamcast magazine, prominently featuring Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog, suggesting a significant feature on the pair, likely related to Sonic Adventure 2. The top headline teases a clash between Tekken and Virtua Fighter, highlighting them as fated rivals, which points to a deep dive or comparison between the two premier fighting series, a classic debate among fans. The cover also boasts major features on highly anticipated titles of the era. We see callouts for the legendary sequel Shenmue 2, the strategic powerhouse Super Robot Wars Alpha for Dreamcast, the unique simulation/adventure title Guru Guru Onsen 2, and the crossover fighter Capcom vs. SNK 2, Millionaire Fighting 2001. These were major releases and exciting prospects for Dreamcast owners at the time. The magazine proudly advertises a significant increase in content, claiming a massive 200 pages packed with reading material. This issue is dated July 13, 2001, placing it right in the heart of the Dreamcast's final, yet still vibrant, period. This page is a striking splash image dedicated entirely to Sonic Adventure 2, following up on its prominent feature on the previous cover. It showcases a large, dynamic illustration of Sonic the Hedgehog himself, captured in a moment of intense motion or determination, reflecting the game's focus on speed and action. The iconic Sonic Adventure 2 logo is prominently displayed, reinforcing the page's subject. The bottom of the page includes brief details about Sega and where to find information and purchase the game, typical for a magazine feature or advertisement around a major release. This artwork serves as a powerful visual introduction to one of the Dreamcast's most anticipated sequels. This page announces a special limited-time release for Sonic Adventure 2, celebrating Sonic's 10th anniversary. Titled the Sonic Adventure 2 Birthday Pack, this edition was only available for 2 days, specifically June 23rd, Saturday, and June 24th, Sunday, for a special price of 5,800 yen, excluding tax. This pack included the Sonic Adventure 2 game, along with 3 exclusive bonus items: a 10th anniversary gold disc, a music CD, a 10th anniversary gold medal, and a Sonic history book. The page also promotes a Sonic 10th anniversary birthday party in Japan, held across 5 locations on June 23rd, the game's release date, and Sonic's birthday. The event featured guest appearances, fun activities, and a chance to win an invitation to a future World Hobby Fair event. Details about the game itself highlight key features like the distinct hero and dark story modes, which allow players to experience the narrative from opposing perspectives, the competitive 2P battle mode, and the inclusion of over 30 diverse stages, ranging from cityscapes and forests to highways and military bases, promising significant evolution from previous titles. This page strongly encourages fans not to miss out on this special release and event. This page is a dynamic advertisement for heavy metal, Geomatrix, on the Dreamcast. It prominently features the game's title and a striking illustration of a heavily armored female character, immediately establishing the game's connection to the dark and action-packed heavy metal universe. The text describes the game as an iron legend built on the electronic wilderness, where the sound of heavy metal echoes across the great land of Data, leading to intense death battles within the deepest layers of the Matrix. The ad highlights the pedigree behind the project, naming Kevin Eastman as creative consultant and renowned artist Simon Bisley for character design, ensuring the visuals align with the brand's iconic style. A major draw for music fans is the soundtrack provided by a lineup of legendary heavy metal bands, including Megadeth, Halford, Dust to Dust, Corrosion of Conformity, WASP, and Entombed. Published by Capcom, the game is announced for release on July 12, 2001, priced at 5,800 yen. It's clearly positioned as a must-have for fans of heavy metal music and the magazine's unique blend of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror visuals. This page continues the promotion for heavy metal, Geomatrix, on the Dreamcast, showcasing its brutal aesthetic and key features. Dominating the page are striking illustrations of 3 characters, including the demonic figure with red hair, a stern soldier, and a chain-wearing fighter, setting the tone for the game's dark and intense atmosphere. The large English title, Welcome to the Heavy Metal Network System, immediately highlights the online multiplayer focus. The text emphasizes the game as a death battle of guns and swords, kicking off this summer. A major draw is the robust network battle support, allowing for various matchups like 1v1, 2v2, and 2v1, promising intense online confrontations where both allies and rivals await. The Dreamcast version boasts an exclusive original game mode called Chaos Matrix, challenging players to time attack through 32 distinct stages, pushing their limits against internal and external foes. True to its name, the game features authentic heavy metal sound, with top world musicians contributing, delivering a powerful beat that drives the action. Small gameplay screenshots illustrate the fast-paced, third-person arena combat. The page also includes strategic advice for players, stressing the importance of quickly assessing the situation to survive. Developed by Capcom, Heavy Metal Geomatrix is presented here as the ultimate online battle experience for Dreamcast players who crave intense, weapon-based combat fueled by heavy metal music. This page showcases Capcom Taisen Zenki Norintenshi wo Kurao, a unique tactical simulation game for the Dreamcast developed by Capcom. The bold Japanese text translates to titles like Climax Battle, Freely, and Strategy Confrontation, perfectly capturing the game's focus on strategic combat on expansive battlefields. Prominently featured below the text is a vibrant assembly of characters drawn from various Capcom franchises, including icons like Ryu from Street Fighter, alongside characters from Red Earth, and Ghosts, Sun Goblins, highlighting the game's exciting crossover concept. It's a tactical RPG, where players command diverse units from across the Capcom universe in strategic battles, offering a fresh take on beloved characters in a new genre. This page features Gaia Master, Kessen, Seikyu Densetsu, a unique board game/strategy RPG hybrid released on the Dreamcast by Capcom. Headlines. The headlines announce the start of an unprecedented battle with the resurrected Gaia Master after several years, where the chosen 11 characters traverse the magnificent stage of the gods to unravel its mysteries. The screenshots showcase the core gameplay loop, showing characters moving across board game squares, strategic menus, and dynamic battle sequences. Several character renders are prominently displayed, including the main heroes and various colorful creatures and warriors, giving a glimpse into the diverse cast. The page also mentions Gaia Master Duel, a related title, suggesting a focus on card-based combat within the series. Both games were released around the same time in June. It's a fascinating take on blending board game mechanics with RPG elements, a genre Capcom explored on the platform. This page presents the table of contents, kicking off with a major feature focusing on the epic clash between rivals Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. This two-part article previews the upcoming installments of these legendary fighting franchises. Another notable section, Dorimaga Other Hardware Report, broadens the scope, reviewing games on platforms like GameCube, PlayStation 2, PC, and Game Boy Advance, indicating the magazine's interest beyond just the Dreamcast. Dreamcast enthusiasts are treated to an in-depth look at Sonic Adventure 2, highlighting the intense speed of the two hedgehogs. A special project revisits Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? Quote, diving into the beloved series. There's also coverage on utilizing the broadband adapter for constant online connection, discussing Isa Crio's service rollout. The new release information section is packed with anticipation, showcasing upcoming Dreamcast titles. Highlights include the highly anticipated Shenmue 2, Super Robot Wars Alpha for Dreamcast, and competitive fighters like Capcom vs. SNK 2 and Garou, Mark of the Wolves. Other titles covered range from visual novels like Air, to strategy and puzzle games such as Cold Step 2nd and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo for matching service, alongside online options like Gundam Battle Online and the previously featured Gaia Master. Finally, an arcade report provides details on Denu Senki Virtual Mavon Force, keeping readers informed on the coin-op scene. The page covers a diverse range of genres and platforms, reflecting the dynamic gaming landscape at the time. This page serves as the magazine's comprehensive game index and table of contents. Featured prominently is dynamic artwork showcasing Sonic and Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2, reflecting the game's speed and rivalry. The contents list highlights full guides for games like Pia 2.5, the spy action title Confidential Mission, and the arcade driving hit Crazy Taxi 2. The main game index lists a vast array of Dreamcast titles alphabetically. You'll find major releases like Shenmue 2, Sakura Wars 3, and the expansive online world of Phantasy Star Online. Fighters are well represented, including Capcom vs. SNK 2, Garou, Mark of the Wolves, and entries for upcoming giants like Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. The index also covers diverse genres, from puzzle games like Super Puzzle Fighter 2X to simulation with Super Robot Wars Alpha and unique Japanese titles like Guru Guru Onsen 2 and Dabitsuku 2. Beyond Dreamcast, there's a section covering games on other platforms and arcade titles, listing games such as Super Monkey Ball and Cyber Troopers Virtual on Force. Regular magazine features like news, reader content, comics, and columns are also detailed. The page includes a guide explaining the various icons used throughout the magazine to denote features like network compatibility and peripheral support. This page is a vibrant promotional spread for the original Shenmue, specifically highlighting the US Shenmue release in Japan. The artwork features the main protagonist, Ryo Hazuki, on the left, a mysterious female character prominently in the center, and likely the antagonist Lan Dai on the right. The page celebrates Shenmue achieving a major milestone, commemorating over 1 million units sold. A key selling point emphasized is the opportunity to learn living English through playing the US version of the game, tapping into the game's full English voice acting. The page announces the release date as July 5th. It's presented by AM2 of Crick, noting the game's copyright and directing readers to the official website. This showcases Sega's strategy to re-release the US version in Japan, leveraging the game's popularity and the educational aspect of its English dialogue. This page covers significant happenings in the world of gaming, starting with a look at trends on platforms beyond Dreamcast. A major highlight is Capcom's announcement for Onimusha 2. The big news causing a stir is the use of the likeness and acting performance of the legendary, late actor Yusaku Matsuda for a character in the game, bringing him back to life in a virtual form. The developers are also pushing boundaries with motion capture, unveiling a sophisticated person-horse integrated system for incredibly realistic riding sequences. The page also features a report from the PlayStation Awards 2001. This event primarily recognizes games based on their sales performance. Final Fantasy IX proved to be a juggernaut, taking home the prestigious grand prize and dominating the US-voted categories for best graphics, sound, scenario, and characters. Other massive sellers like Dragon Quest V2, the original Onimusha, and Gran Turismo 3 Aspect were also awarded based on their high sales numbers. Concluding the report, there's a note looking ahead, mentioning that Sega is set to begin supplying software for PlayStation 2 towards the end of the year, sparking hope for seeing Sega titles featured and recognized at future award ceremonies. This page delves into significant service updates and mobile content from Sega. Topic 2 highlights the arrival of Dream Passport Premier, described as a multi-platform browser marking the dawn of a broadband era. This new version enhances the browsing experience with support for broadband connections, making it faster and more enjoyable. It's also designed for cross-platform compatibility, extending its reach to PC and Mac users alongside Dreamcast. A notable feature is Dream Call, enabling internet telephone calls. The article also announces the return of the Dream Library service, allowing users to access downloadable titles. Dream Passport Premier is being made available via free distribution. Topic 3 focuses on enriching mobile entertainment with the Sega Kara Lyrics Collection. This mobile phone service offers a wealth of song lyrics, presented as an excellent way to enjoy music during downtime. For a minimal monthly fee of just 10 yen, subscribers gain access to a large library of lyrics, including popular hits and, excitingly for fans, numerous anime songs. The service is positioned as a convenient tool for practicing karaoke or simply following along with your favorite tunes anywhere you go. This page, titled Dorimaga Topics 4, delves into the significant news regarding the Dreamcast title, Romania No. 203. The main article questions the future of the series, specifically the decision to port Romania No. 203 to the PlayStation 2. It features an interview with Mr. Makino, the producer from Wavemaster, who discusses the reasoning behind this move, mentioning technical considerations, performance testing, and marketing reviews led to the decision. He hints that while the initial PS2 release will be a port, there are plans for further developments, possibly including a sequel. Mr. Makino also touches on the challenging development process and the unique, unconventional nature of the game itself. The page also includes a special manga section, which features a humorous series of comic strips centered around the peculiar main character from Romania No. 203, depicted interacting with Wavemaster staff, including Mr. Makino, in various bizarre and funny situations related to the company and potentially the game's development. It suggests the character is a mysterious, endearing figure within the company culture. The article concludes by mentioning Mr. Makino's diary and the Wavemaster staff's dangerous screams are publicly available online. This page covers game news from June 6th through June 18th, highlighting several key events and announcements. The TV Game Kingdom event showcased the latest games from around 51 companies, featuring over 300 playable demos and proving to be a popular attraction. For the Wonder Swan Color, limited edition Gundam and Char's Zaku versions were revealed, available through campaigns and special sales, boasting unique startup sounds and screens. On the PS2 front, Taito's Densha de Go Shinkansen was featured, including its dedicated controller, though it was noted that Final Fantasy X drew the biggest crowds at demos. Sega also had a strong presence at events, showing off items like a limited Sonic the Hedgehog item. News regarding PS2 online capabilities included demos for network competitions, and showcases of games like Everybody's Golf 3 and Ape Escape 2001. Hudson released 4 new IAPP games for mobile phones, including titles such as Binary Land, I, Love, Choaniki, Two-Player Mahjong, and Super Ice Soccer. Significant business news included the settlement of the Xbox trademark dispute, granting Microsoft full rights, and serious allegations of tax evasion against a former Microsoft Japan executive. Finally, a major collaboration between Enix, Square, and Namco was announced, detailing various areas of cooperation including the Play Online service, overseas releases, mobile development support, online games, and arcade ventures. This page covers a range of news focusing on online services and events. First up, the popular Dreamcast online game Atsumare Guru Guru Onsen is winding down its service. But fans have something to look forward to with the announcement of Guru Guru Onsen 2. Before the original game goes offline, there's a special free usage period and a final competitive tournament, the Source Next Tournament, offering prizes including a typing game based on Space Battleship Yamato 2199. Moving to PC, Dream Passport, the familiar Dreamcast internet software, is expanding its reach. It's going multi-platform, making its way to Mac and PC, aiming to become a unified communication tool across different systems. For those hesitant about online connectivity, Izakanio is promoting easy broadband access for the Dreamcast with a comprehensive starter kit. The article suggests this kit includes everything needed to get online, aiming to make setting up a constant broadband connection simple and less intimidating. Finally, there's a look at upcoming events. Sega's 10th anniversary Sonic the Hedgehog birthday party is happening in multiple cities across Japan, and the 14th Next Generation World Hobby Fair is also on the horizon, where Sega is confirmed to have a presence. This page dives into a variety of gaming news, from online events to physical toys and industry trends. First up, there's a highlight on an online tournament for Daytona USA 2001 hosted by iSao, where players compete for the highest score with prizes like PDAS and CD players on the line. Switching gears, Konami is opening a dedicated card game center in Shinjuku, a hub for fans of their popular titles like Yu-Gi-Oh! And various sports card games. It sounds like a great place to find opponents and get tips from knowledgeable staff. An interesting collaboration between Takara and Konami is also featured, introducing the Micro IR DigiQ, tiny remote-controlled cars that look like a modern take on Takara's classic Chorok pullback cars. This seems like a cool fusion of traditional toys and modern tech. There's also a campaign seeking monitors for the Dreamcast karaoke service, Dorimaga, giving users a chance to try the service and potentially win prizes. Finally, the GameSpot industry news section offers a look at what's buzzing online, with the top news items being the appearance of Sonic in Phantasy Star Online. Vert 2. The reveal of Yusaku Matsuda as the lead in Onimusha 2, and news about games like Iki heading to PC. It's a quick snapshot of the hot topics in the gaming world that week. This page covers several diverse topics, kicking off with the 14th Next Generation World Hobby Fair event. This popular hobby and game exposition is set for June 23rd and 24th at Makuhari Messe. Sega is making a return appearance with a booth, joining other major players like SCE and Nintendo. Fans should look out for the limited special package of Sonic Adventure 2 being sold there. Next, the focus shifts to PC software, with the announcement of the Windows version of the flight simulator Aero Dancing ZES. Originally a Dreamcast hit, this PC port is available for purchase online directly from the developer Cry. They offer convenient payment options like cash on delivery and free nationwide shipping, and early purchasers get a special strap featuring the F-15 jet. There's also an event notification for Pokémon Kids Paradise, scheduled from July 28th to September 2nd at Yokohama Landmark Tower. This event ties in with the new Pokémon movie and lets attendees experience the world of Pokémon with activities like a quiz rally and game tournaments. For goods, trading cards based on the game Canvas are highlighted. These cards feature popular characters from the game and even includes some never-before-seen rough artwork. There's also a chance for readers to win a box of these cards. Finally, the GameSpot web news section provides a quick recap of the past week's online gaming headlines, touching on events like the PlayStation Awards 2001, announcements for games like Onimusha 2, and other industry news trends. This page features a variety of updates across the gaming and related industries. Konami Group is expanding into the health and fitness sector, exhibiting their equipment at a major industry event. Meanwhile, Namco is bringing classic arcade hits like Galaga and New Relics to mobile phones via NTT Docomo's iService, available through AppLinkCarrot. For fans of Sakura Wars, SoftBank Books is running a campaign where purchasing the strategy guide for Sakura Wars 3 nets you a special postcard. The popular character Parappa the Rapper is also highlighted with the opening of a limited-time fan website. There's a section dedicated to goods and presents, including giveaways for items related to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie The Sixth Day, specifically a unique mutant jelly novelty item and a hand towel featuring Parappa the Rapper. Readers can apply for these prizes via postcard by the deadline. Finally, the page details a DigiCube PC summer campaign, where buying eligible PC software titles such as Print Shop Pro Lite, Close Combat, or High School Baseball CV2 enters you into a lottery to win prizes like a Sony Walkman, a PDA, or a light-up pen. This page presents the latest Dreamcast software sales ranking, giving us a look at the top performers. Topping the charts is Phantasy Star Online Ver 2, which is seeing great success, having already surpassed 100,000 units sold. The comment notes the upcoming Auridis release and encourages players to join the online adventures. Following closely at number 2 is Crazy Taxi 2, still performing well and prompting players to test their surprising driving skills with the Riplapse feature. Rounding out the top 3 is Exodus Guilty Neos, an RPG plus ADV title featuring the distinct art style of Yutaka Hirano. Other notable entries include Sega at number 4, which seems to have received an update to address a specific issue, and Eldorado Gate Volume 5 at number 5, which just saw release and is starting a new data distribution. Long-running favorites like the Sakura Wars series continue to hold strong positions, with Sakura Wars 3, previously number 1, and Sakura Wars 2 still popular, highlighted by the sold-out tickets for a live performance. The original Sakura Wars also makes the list, with speculation about news related to the upcoming movie adaptation. Also in the top 10 are Let's Make a Professional Soccer Club, Saskatsuku Special Version, and the ADV title Happy Lesson. Overall, the chart shows a mix of popular new releases and established hits maintaining their sales momentum. This magazine highlights readers' most anticipated Dreamcast games. Comic Party, an ADV plus SLG title, tops the list with 100% anticipation, coinciding with its anime broadcast and DVD release. Super Robot Wars Alpha, a strategy RPG, follows in second with 90% anticipation, touting Dreamcast exclusive enhancements. Shenmue 2 holds third place with 95% anticipation, with developer updates on progress. Other highly anticipated titles include Sonic Adventure 2, Air, and Mobile Suit Gundam Federation vs. Xeon. The pickup section spotlights Garou, Mark of the Wolves, a fighting game with an arcade-perfect port, and Sega Base Fishing 2, praised for its realistic gameplay and visuals. The overall list reveals strong reader interest in a diverse range of genres, showcasing the Dreamcast's appeal. This page delves into what games readers want to see ported, and which arcade games are currently generating the most income. The main feature, Port Wishlist, surveys players on which titles they'd like to see released on various platforms. For the Dreamcast, the top requests include classic Sega Saturn and SNK titles like Nights into Dreams, The King of Fighters 2000, and the Shining Force series. This shows a desire to bring beloved games onto the console. The survey also covers ports to other systems, revealing that popular Sega Dreamcast titles like Sakura Wars, Phantasy Star Online, Shenmue, Skies of Arcadia, listed as Eternal Arcadia, Virtua Fighter, and Crazy Taxi are highly requested on PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, and portable machines. This highlights the strong legacy and demand for Sega's original IPs across the industry. Below, the video game section presents the top 15 arcade games by income. Virtua Fighter 3 TB holds the number 1 spot, followed by titles like Mobile Suit Gundam, Federation vs. Xeon, and Derby Owners Club 2000. The list features a mix of fighting games, simulators, and action titles, including Guilty Gear X, The King of Fighters 2000, and entries from the Street Fighter series. The pickup section previews upcoming arcade hits, showcasing Namco's Tekken 4 and Cave's intense shooter Dodonpachi 2 with screenshots, indicating exciting developments in the arcade scene alongside the console market. This page is a comprehensive release date forecast, titled Data Station, detailing upcoming software and peripherals across multiple platforms. It provides a look at what's on the horizon for the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance. The main feature is a large table listing titles with their planned release dates, developers, prices, genres, supported peripherals, and VGA compatibility. There's also a helpful key explaining the abbreviations used for genres like ACT, Action, RPG, Role-Playing Game, SHT, Shooting, ADV, Adventure, SLG, Simulation, SPT, Sports, Rack, Race, Puzz, Puzzle, Tab, Table, Kiz, Quiz, and etc. Other. Another key details, peripheral support, covering items like analog sticks, VM, visual memory, vibration packs, Dreamcast gun, arcade stick, twin stick, fishing controller, racing controller, and microphone devices. It also clarifies symbols for VGA compatibility and highlights new or updated listings. While listing every single title would be exhaustive, the table gives a clear overview of the development pipeline for various consoles, including several unannounced or placeholder entries marked undecided. It's a crucial resource for any gamer tracking upcoming releases at the time. This page features the reader-voted ranking of all Dreamcast titles. The 112th installment of the bi-weekly race. It's a valuable resource for fellow players looking for recommendations, based entirely on cumulative reader scores and comments. The main focus is a ranking table listing the top 30 games, detailing their rank, previous rank, title, genre, and overall average score derived from reader votes. The ranking criteria and how highly star-rated games can achieve favorite or even Hall of Fame status based on consistent high scores are explained. A significant highlight is the feature on the game ranked number 2, Phantasy Star Online Ver.2. The page includes a screenshot from the game and reader comments praising its expanded content, particularly the new battle and challenge modes, and the welcome improvements like reduced item loss. Readers express excitement about diving back into the game, noting the significant additions despite it being an expansion. The page also points out the incredibly tight race for the top spot, with Phantasy Star Online Ver.2 trailing the current number 1, Sakura Wars 3, by a mere 0.0003 points. This sets up a tense battle for the next ranking. Other notable titles appearing high on the list include Soul Calibur, Quake 2 iArena, Jet Set Radio, Resident Evil Code, Veronica, and Skies of Arcadia. This page continues the reader-voted bi-weekly race ranking, picking up from rank 31. It lists many more titles and their positions, offering a snapshot of what Dreamcast owners were playing and rating highly at this time. Featured prominently are reviews and opinions on 3 new software releases. Ranked at number 13 is Crazy Taxi 2. Players are loving the new Crazy Hop ability and the overall chaotic fun, noting that the difficulty and open maps make for exciting gameplay. Comments highlight the fun of weaving through traffic and executing jumps, with many finding it even more thrilling than the first game, despite some minor critiques on music track length or replay limitations. Coming in at rank 29 is Advanced Daisen Ryaku. This strategy game is praised for its solid gameplay, being a robust version of the familiar series. Fans appreciate the updated presentation and new content, although some wish for more extensive additions like a Japanese campaign. It's seen as a reliable entry for strategy fans. Finally, Exodus Guilty debuts at rank 134. This adventure game is noted for its compelling story spanning different eras, linked together by mysteries. Readers appreciate the strong visuals and storytelling, particularly the enhanced graphics for the Dreamcast version compared to its original release. The addition of full voice acting is a major highlight, praised for bringing the characters to life, making it an enjoyable experience despite potential pacing issues in the narrative's climax. This page reviews several Dreamcast games, continuing a reader-voted ranking. Bounty Hunter Sarah, an adventure game, debuts at 257th, praised for its narrative despite a clunky interface. Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? Tops the chart, achieving the number 1 spot. Players highly rate its story and characters, with scores averaging 9.6603. Towa no Kizuna, Sai Rin Xiao ranks 4th, appreciated for its romantic story. Blue Submarine number 6. Time and Tide holds 9th place, with players liking its freedom and extend mode. Virtua Tennis, Power Smash, remains popular at 34th, celebrated for its realistic graphics and accessible gameplay. The page also features a table of ranked titles, continuing the list from the previous page. This article continues a reader ranking of games, showcasing entries from 134 to 192. Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future is highlighted, aiming for honorary stallion recognition. The game, a 2001 ocean action-adventure title, is praised for its beautiful graphics, especially the realistic underwater environments, and expansive world with 30 stages, despite the transition to 3D. The developer expressed excitement about the Dreamcast release, reminiscing about the Mega Drive era's development challenges. Reader feedback praises the game's aesthetics and sense of freedom, but criticizes the high difficulty, map navigation, and objective finding issues. Some players found the game frustrating, potentially leading to abandonment. One reader lamented the removal of a specific line from the original. This page features Sega Rally 2 as part of the Masterpieces of Dreamcast series, highlighting its strong reception with a reader score averaging over 9. Released in January 1999, this racing game was a commercial success on the console. An interview with Sega's Mr. Sasaki discusses the rapid porting process from arcade to Dreamcast and PC, noting that the DC version was developed using Windows CE based on the PC port. Sasaki mentions the challenges of implementing online net battles, which was a primary goal, and expresses satisfaction with the final quality achieved despite the technical hurdles at the time. The right side of the page continues the extensive reader ranking of Dreamcast games, listing titles from rank 193 onwards. This page continues the comprehensive reader ranking of Dreamcast software, presenting games from rank 247 downwards in columns F and G. The central area offers brief commentary on games ranked B through E from the overall odds table, suggesting there are many quality titles in these tiers, though some have dropped significantly. It notes that the NBA 2K1 is currently ranked 102nd, with the comment that while the gameplay isn't bad, it feels a little low in the ranking. Further down, there's a section probing into the mysterious lowest-ranked game, questioning, what is Heisei Mahjong King? And pondering its position at the very bottom of the ranking, accompanied by a screenshot of a Mahjong game interface. The tone is one of bewildered curiosity about this game's performance in the reader poll. A section on upcoming software highlights the highly anticipated release of Sonic Adventure 2, scheduled for the next day, suggesting it will be the final major peak release for the Dreamcast in the summer. It predicts immense satisfaction from players upon its release, and notes the heated battle at the top of the rankings will intensify, accompanied by a dynamic screenshot of Sonic in action. Finally, there's a list of games that have recently gone on sale and are expected to debut in future ranking charts. This page highlights several recent and upcoming Dreamcast software titles. Featured are Confidential Mission, a light gun shooter which received a solid 8.0 reader average score, noted as being on sale after a demo was included in a previous issue. The fighting game Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000, with a reader score of 7.0, is recommended as a purchase, especially with the sequel already announced. Eldorado Gate Volume 5, part of a long-running RPG series, scores 7.66. with the reviewer reflecting on their attachment to the ongoing saga. Finally, Net vs. Gomoku Narabe, a Gomoku game with online play, is mentioned for its low price and online features, although the reviewer notes it lacks the large-scale excitement of other online games. The page also includes reader rankings, this time focusing on Dreamcast peripherals and accessories. A general review section discusses the exciting period for Dreamcast, with releases like Sonic Adventure 2, predicting intense competition at the top of the charts, despite the console becoming harder to find. Reader comments express anticipation for titles like Phantasy Star Online Verdot 2, and share thoughts on Shenmue. There are also sections for reader prediction games, challenging players to guess the debut rank of Shenmue 2 and the debut score of Inoue Ryoko Roommate, alongside announcements of previous winners. A special present giveaway for Dreamcast software and visual memory units is also highlighted. This page features the Dorimaga soft review section, focusing on upcoming Dreamcast releases between June 22nd and July 12th. It includes explanations of the scoring system, ranging from 12, not recommended, to 9-10, must buy, and brief introductions to the various writers and guest reviewers contributing to the section. The first game reviewed is Sonic Adventure 2, released on June 23. This action-packed title from Sega supports 12 players and online modes, achieving an impressive average score of 9.33. Reviewers highly praised the game, giving multiple perfect 10s. They highlighted the dual story paths, Hero vs. Dark, the fast-paced action, the engaging KO raising system, and the multiplayer battles, emphasizing the depth and replayability. Also reviewed is Taisen Net Gimmick Capcom and Sikyo All-Stars, a mahjong game released on June 28 by Capcom and Sikyo. This one-player game supports online play and features characters from both companies' rosters, averaging a score of 6.0. Reviewer comments noted the game's appeal to fans of the included characters and the online competitive element. While the character illustrations were appreciated, some reviewers expressed disappointment that it wasn't a strip mahjong game, feeling it lacked some of the potential fan service. Unlocking rewards for winning matches was mentioned as a positive point. The Dorimaga soft review section continues with Dreamcast game reviews from late June. Gaia Master, Kessen, Seiki Ou Densetsu, Capcom 7.0. A 4-player board game strategy title. Reviewers enjoyed the competitive gameplay, though some found it lacking compared to its predecessor despite improved visuals. Magic, The Gathering, Sega 6.66. This adaptation of the trading card game supports one-player and online play. It's challenging for newcomers due to technical jargon, but offers deep engagement and benefits from its online mode. Gundam Battle Online, Bandai 7.66. A real-time simulation game supporting 14 players and online battles. Players command mobile suits in intense combat, appreciated for its deep strategy and unit development. Some critics desired more variety in presentation. This page continues the Dreamcast soft review section, featuring games released in July. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo for matching service is up first, a puzzle game known for its addictive gem matching action. Reviewers found the core gameplay of breaking gems incredibly satisfying, especially the strategic element of creating huge ones. The online matching service was a major draw, making competitive play a highlight. Despite a luck element, the fun factor is high, and the Dreamcast version includes additional modes. The reviewers scored this title an average of 7.66. Next is Ryuko Inui Roommate, an adventure/novel game. Reviews were mixed, with some finding the narrative engaging but criticizing the system for lacking basic features like auto-text advance or the ability to turn off voices. The character interactions and story were noted, but gameplay mechanics felt dated to some, leading to an average score of 6.0. Finally, Heavy Metal Geomatrix, a 3D action game based on the comic series, is reviewed. Reviewers enjoyed the over-the-top action, character designs, and especially the online multiplayer mode, which supports up to 4 players. While the single-player experience was considered less exciting and initial weapon performance felt underwhelming, the strategic teamwork potential in online matches was highly praised. The atmosphere and music fitting the heavy metal theme were also a plus. This title received an average score of 7.33. This page moves into reviews for upcoming software and a check of new releases and peripherals. First up is Coldicept Second, a unique blend of card battling and board game strategy. Reviewers were largely positive, praising its accessibility despite complex rules, simple but engaging combat, and especially the robust online multiplayer, which was highlighted for its smooth performance. Visuals and atmosphere were also well received, leading to a strong average score of 8.66. Below this is the New Software and Peripherals check. Featured here is the Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story, Rise from the Ashes Special Edition. This release bundles content previously exclusive to prize distributions and post-game downloads, adding significant value and earning a perfect 100% score from the reviewers for its comprehensive package. Also covered is the UX version of Shenmue 2. Reviewers noted its release, highlighting the option for English voice acting and text, which surprisingly makes the familiar game feel like a fresh experience. The inclusion of the world ranking feature via the Shenmue Passport was also mentioned as a plus, and the title received a high 99% score, recommended even for those who played the Japanese version or are new players looking ahead to Shenmue 2. This page takes us on an expedition into the world of cosplay goods, exploring the latest trends and offerings. The article highlights how character merchandise, and even cosplay items themselves, are becoming more casual and versatile, with some items suitable for everyday wear. We see examples like leather jackets based on designs from Persona 2 and Virtua Fighter, Noted for their stylish appearance, the shop featured boasts a vast selection, from standard school and sailor uniforms to specific game-related apparel, like items from Sakura Wars and Space Channel 5. They showcase high-quality t-shirts featuring various game designs, perfect for casual fans. For those seeking more immersive cosplay, the store stocks a wide range of accessories, including replica weapons like Japanese swords and nunchaku, as well as wigs and other props. A unique item featured is Zaku jeans, designed with stitching resembling the iconic mobile suit Gundam Zaku, appealing to serious fans with subtle nods to the series. The overall impression is that cosplay goods have evolved considerably, offering something for everyone, from subtle, everyday wear to full-blown character transformations. This page takes us inside Cospa, a specialty store for cosplay goods, featuring an interview with the Akihabara store manager, Takami Akio. The manager discusses how cosplay, once seen as a niche hobby, has become much more mainstream and casual. He notes that while earlier cosplayers were often younger, the demographic has expanded to include people who grew up playing games and now have more freedom to pursue the hobby. The age range is quite varied, with some characters appealing to younger fans and others to older generations. People buy items for various reasons, from collecting character goods to fully immersing themselves in a role. The manager explains that the boom in fighting games and dating sims significantly expanded the cosplay scene, pushing for more complex and accurate costumes than were previously available. Featured items include impressive full costumes like Sakura Shinguji's outfit from Sakura Wars 3 and the summer uniform set from Air. They also highlight popular character goods, such as a plushie of Mashiro from Canon, and various strong-selling Gundam merchandises, noted for their quality. The store also offers custom orders for specific costume needs. A small note mentions that domestic stock of Dreamcast consoles is still around 100,000 units, with more new items like a Milia Rage costume from Guilty Gear X and figures coming soon. The overall feel is that the world of character goods and cosplay is diverse, accessible, and continually evolving. This page features two strategy guides for the classic Dreamcast Online RPG, Phantasy Star Online. The first is the Perfect Guide, presented as the most powerful book for hunters, offering a complete walkthrough. It covers everything from character creation and strategy for every area, to extensive Hunters Guild quests, detailed item lists, and even special developer interviews. This substantial guide is 272 pages and full color. The second guide is the Navigation Guide, subtitled, The Exploration of Regol Starts Here. This guide focuses on getting players started, providing useful information and techniques for both online and offline play. It includes a detailed explanation of network connections, thorough strategies for the early stages of the game, guidance on basic character growth, and comprehensive data on weapons, items, and enemies, along with technique explanations. This is a more concise guide at 112 pages, also in full color. Both guides are published by SoftBank Publishing and aim to equip players with the knowledge needed to conquer the alien planet Ragol. This page features a special lead article highlighting the intense rivalry between two titans of the 3D fighting genre, Tekken and Virtua Fighter. The main visual depicts Kazuya Mishima from Tekken 4, staring down Akira Yuki from Virtua Fighter 4, symbolizing the upcoming clash. The article delves into the historical rivalry between Namco and Sega, and their flagship fighting game series, which have competed across arcade and home console platforms since the dawn of 3D graphics in the early 90s. While direct matchups were rare, this summer, the fated rivals are set to collide, first in arcades and then on home consoles. The feature explores the evolution to 4 for both series and includes interviews with the development teams from both sides, discussing their thoughts leading up to this momentous clash. A key point of discussion is a newspaper advertisement that sparked the buzz, featuring Virtua Fighter's Akira declaring, 10 years too early, and Tekken's representative retorting, you're 1 year late. The article explains the context, noting, Tekken Tag Tournament's release on PS2, a year prior to Virtua Fighter 4's arrival. This deep dive into the competitive spirit and development philosophies behind these legendary franchises is presented as a must-read. This page continues the in-depth look at the impending arcade clash between Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. The top half focuses on Tekken 4, currently 42% complete, and targeting a summer release. This is presented as a completely new title, not a port, built on the System 246 board, which utilizes PS2 architecture. The goal is to achieve more realistic fights incorporating stage elements and character positioning. Development started in October after initial research based on the System 246 became feasible, following the successful port of Tekken Tag Tournament to PS2. The development team, which began with around 20 people, has now grown to about 60, pushing forward rapidly for the summer launch. The bottom half covers Virtua Fighter 4, reported to be 80% complete, and also aiming for a summer release. This marks the first new entry in the series in 5 years, running on Sega's cutting-edge Naomi 2 board. Key development focuses include making the game more understandable and playable, even returning to a 3-button system. The Naomi 2 board allows for significant visual enhancements previously impossible. The article also touches on the new card system and the VF.net network service, suggesting these additions will significantly change the arcade experience. Virtua Fighter 4's development team is currently about 30 people, around 40 including VF.net staff, with a large influx of personnel planned as it enters the final stages. Both titles represent the latest evolution from these pioneering 3D fighting series. This article contrasts Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. Tekken 4 emphasizes realism, introducing walled stages that change combat tactics, and returning to a 4-button control scheme. Stages feature varied environments and elevation changes. The game aims for high-quality graphics and detailed real-world environments. Virtua Fighter 4, on the other hand, prioritizes maturity and a futuristic feel, simplifying combat with a 3-button system and flat, square arenas to focus on fundamental fighting mechanics. It features a complete character visual overhaul. A significant addition is the VF.net system, allowing players to save progress. The core difference lies in Tekken's complex, realistic approach versus Virtua Fighter's simplified, pure focus on fighting. This page continues the comparison between Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4, focusing on their character rosters and how the fighters have evolved. The top section features Tekken 4, showcasing 10 core characters plus unlockables. The text emphasizes the game's goal of achieving highly realistic character expressions and using high-end CG that makes them look like real people. It highlights how the characters will convey rich emotions through subtle movements and feature more dialogue, moving beyond the stylized portrayals of past entries. Portraits are shown for King, noting the death of his mentor Armor King as his motivation. Huorang, described as the burning taekwondo fighter, martial law, making an active comeback at 48. Paul Phoenix, aiming for a true victory this time. Yoshimitsu, rising as the leader of the Manji Party. And Ling Xiaoyu, receiving a mysterious email from Jin. The bottom section delves into Virtua Fighter 4's rosters, stating it includes all 13 characters, plus the boss, Dural. It specifically notes the return of Kagemaru, who was absent in Virtua Fighter 3, and the addition of 2 new fighters. The article stresses the evolution of the characters and a power-up in the fighting itself, encouraging players to witness the matured combat. A large group shot displays many of the returning fighters, like Jackie, Akira, Kagemaru, Lao, Jeffrey, Sarah, Pai, Shun, Wolf, and Aoi, illustrating the visual overhaul the series has undergone. This page continues the intense analysis of the fated confrontation between Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4, delving further into their character rosters. For Tekken 4, the focus shifts to the 3 new characters joining the King of Iron Fist tournament. Steve Fox, a boxer whose unique style utilizes footwork instead of kicks. Craig Marduk, a massive veiled Tudu fighter representing a powerful, unconventional type in the series. And Christy Montero, a capoeira master following in the footsteps of her grandfather and Eddie Gordo. The article highlights the highly anticipated opening movie, suggesting it provides hints about the storyline involving Jin Kazama, Kazuya Mishima, and Heihachi Mishima, hinting at a higher quality and potentially foreshadowing a smooth home console port. Virtua Fighter 4 is presented with its roster of 13 characters plus the boss, Dural. The piece compares the character count to Tekken 4's 10 core fighters. The article specifically introduces the 2 new combatants, Li Fei, a Shaolin Kung Fu master described as being relatively easy for beginners to pick up, and Vanessa Lewis, a practitioner of mixed martial arts. Vanessa is portrayed as a character designed to challenge traditional Virtua Fighter strategies, with her striking, kicking, and grappling techniques, requiring mastery even for advanced players. The page encourages players to examine the evolution of both series by comparing these new and returning fighters. This page continues the discussion between the development teams of Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. The Namco team, including producer Katsuhiro Harada, discusses Tekken 4's development status aiming for a progression that emphasizes realism in character and background presentation, particularly the integration of walls into stages to create dynamic combat scenarios. They explain the concept of a Tekken standard as a core design principle that dictates the game's feel. Meanwhile, the Sega AM2 team, led by director Yu Suzuki, provides insight into Virtua Fighter 4's approach. They describe the evolution not just in graphics, leveraging the new Naomi 2 board for improved lighting and shadows, but in refining the core gameplay experience itself. They aim to make the game more accessible and responsive, focusing on enjoyable gameplay rather than simply adding features. The decision to return to a 3-button scheme is discussed, noting that while some miss the 4th button from VF3, it has also brought back players who prefer the classic setup. Item customization tied to the VFNet service and the card system is highlighted as a major new element. Both teams convey their distinct philosophies as they push their respective series forward. This page continues the insightful discussion between the developers of Tekken 4 and Virtua Fighter 4. The Namco team, led by producer Katsuhiro Harada, elaborates on the design philosophy behind Tekken 4's new characters, like Craig Marduk, Christy Montero, and the Boxer, detailing their unique fighting styles and the intent behind their creation. They also touch upon the game's movement mechanics, noting the shift towards continuous forward and backward movement by holding the lever. Harada further discusses the balance between realism and stylistic deformation in Tekken 4's presentation, highlighting the new position change system as a key element. The Sega AM2 team members present, including Yonioka, Kataoka, and Komodo, share their progress on Virtua Fighter 4. They emphasize the significant graphical improvements thanks to the Naomi 2 hardware, specifically the enhanced lighting and shadow effects that add depth to characters and environments. The team details their meticulous approach to motion design, redoing many moves from scratch to achieve greater realism and impact. They also discuss the focus on character design and expressiveness. The VFNet online service is mentioned, with its team-building feature allowing players to connect and compete. Both teams express a sense of camaraderie, viewing each other as fellow developers, pushing the fighting game genre forward rather than just rivals. Screenshots showcase Kazuya and Hwoarang in a Tekken 4 bout, a Yoshimitsu vs. Yoshimitsu match, and possibly other characters from Virtua Fighter 4. The page also teases the continuation of the Virtua Fighter 4 feature in the next issue. This page dives into the arcade scene, specifically highlighting Sega's next big push, Cyber Troopers Virtual On Force. The focus is clearly on the introduction of a magnetic card system and the 2-on-2 team battle format, which are major changes for the series. The article explains how players will use a magnetic card to save their progress and data, a significant step in arcade gaming at the time, adding a layer of persistence. There's a special terminal, the VO4 terminal, shown which is used for issuing these cards and viewing player information. This terminal is separate from the main game cabinet. Speaking of cabinets, the page showcases the new twin cabinets, specifically designed for Virtual Camera On Force, continuing the series tradition. Screenshots display the intense mecha combat the series is known for, featuring various Virtuoroids like Temjin 707J/C, Vox D101 Dan, and APH-ARMD Type G, as well as Fian with VH. The overall impression is excitement for the new direction of Virtual Lelan, emphasizing the strategic depth added by the magnetic card system, and the thrill of the 2-on-2 battles on the new dedicated hardware. This is certainly shaping up to be a major title on the arcade circuit. Cyber Troopers Virtual On Force revolutionizes arcade gaming with its magnetic card system. Players obtain a personalized card at a VON4 terminal, linking pilot names and initial Virtuoid selections. The card stores progress. After 2v2 battles, players update their card with battle records and rank. At the terminal, they review stats, history, and promotion eligibility. The system adds persistent progression, deepening the arcade experience. As explained by director Yamashita Nobuyuki, the game boasts a diverse Virtuoid roster, including returning favorites like Temjin variants with different weapon configurations, and the Raiden. New additions like the Vox series, Age, and Joe offer fresh designs and fighting styles. Virtual On Force's card system and varied Virtuoid lineup promise a rich and engaging arcade experience. The next page is a big feature on Sonic Adventure 2, hitting stores tomorrow, and billed as the Battle of the Century. It prominently showcases Sonic and his new rival, Shadow, highlighting the contrasting light and dark sides of the story. A major focus is placed on the Space Colony Ark, described as the first human spherical space colony created by Professor Gerald, serving as the setting for the latter half of the game's stages. This marks the first time the adventure series ventures into space, teasing the secrets held within the Ark, especially the one with Eggman's face. The page also celebrates Sonic's 10th anniversary since his birth, on June 23, 1991, featuring a charming illustration of Sonic with a birthday cake. Sonic Team's Yuji Uekawa shares thoughts on Sonic's enduring worldwide popularity and future. Various screenshots show glimpses of the fast-paced gameplay, character renders, and even a look at the updated KO Garden. The page is full of excitement, promising 10 years worth of fun, and declaring, "We'll blow you away this time too." This page explores the intrigue of Sonic Adventure 2, particularly Eggman's connection to Professor Gerald Robotnik and Maria, hinting at revelations within the game's plot. Screenshots showcase dramatic Ark scenes, fueling anticipation. The page also celebrates Sonic's 10th anniversary, coinciding with the game's June 23 release. A limited Sonic 10th Anniversary Birthday Pack is available, featuring a music CD and medal. Sega is hosting celebratory events in Japan. Adding to the excitement, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles will appear in Phantasy Star Online version 2. Players can search for them during a special event, creating a playful dilemma: play Sonic Adventure 2 or hunt for the trio in Spepso. This page ramps up the excitement for the imminent release of Sonic Adventure 2, highlighting the contrasting gameplay styles. It features Shadow the Hedgehog's Act, Skyrail, emphasizing high-speed grinding through a vast valley, noting that grinding is now a core mechanic to master. It also showcases Knuckles the Echidna's Act, Death Chamber, a search-based stage inside Eggman's base where players must hunt for keys, describing the area as filled with traps and enemies. The page gives a glimpse of the King Boom Boo boss fight, a spectral enemy faced at the end of a pyramid stage. Finally, there's a special interview with Sonic Team head Yuji Naka, discussing his passion for Sonic Adventure 2 as a special 10th anniversary project. He mentions the significant effort to achieve 60 frames per second performance, and positions the limited 2-day sale of the anniversary pack as a special gift to fans, urging everyone to celebrate Sonic's birth. The next page dives deeper into the diverse gameplay Sonic Adventure 2 offers, showcasing 3 distinct acts. Sonic's section highlights Pyramid Cave, exploring the vast interior of Eggman's hidden base filled with intricate puzzles involving timed doors opened by collecting items and activating mechanisms, all while navigating loops and mastering grind rails. The formidable Egg Golem boss is also featured, described as the pyramid's guardian stone statue controlled by Eggman, challenging players to climb its back while dodging its attacks. Tails takes center stage in Eternal Engine, a stage set inside the Space Colony Ark, where players must navigate treacherous corridors, using shooting mechanics to clear obstacles and defeat enemies, even describing a sequence where you descend a shaft while avoiding lasers. Rouge's act is Mad Space, a search stage in orbit around Ark, notable for its unique gravity mechanics, where gravity can pull from different directions, even reversing, creating a disorienting but exciting experience as you explore asteroids and the Ark's structure to find Chaos Emeralds. The page also touches upon the celebratory nature of the game as the 10th anniversary of Sonic, mentioning the release of Masato Nakamura's music from the original Sonic games on CD, and the limited edition package details discussed previously, underscoring the developer's hope that fans will celebrate Sonic's enduring legacy. This page highlights 2 key aspects of Sonic Adventure 2, starting with a deep dive into the evolved KO world, specifically introducing the all-new KO Kindergarten. This facility acts as a school and care center for your KO, featuring areas like the Principal's Room, where you can get advice from Dr. KO and even access online forums, a classroom where your KO can learn various skills by attending lessons, and a health center for checking their stats and determining their aptitudes and preferred characters. Players can easily access the kindergarten from the KO World entrance, or bring their favorite KO directly from the KO Garden during stage select. The lower section features a special interview with the Sonic team members responsible for developing the KO system in Sonic Adventure 2. They explained their goal was to significantly advance the KO experience from the first game, mirroring the evolution of the main game itself. The team focused on adding much greater detail and depth to the KO's actions and interactions, as well as improving the KO Garden environment and the KO race mechanics. A key takeaway emphasized is the effort put into packing in as many different actions and behaviors for the KO as possible, adding features like the distinct hero and dark KO attributes to enrich the racing experience. Sonic Adventure 2's KO system included a robust VMU minigame, KO Adventure 2. This interactive title allowed players to send their KO on adventures, fostering communication, and deepening the bond. Unlike the often silent garden KO, these VMU excursions triggered chatter and interactions with various creatures. Players could find items and participate in mini-battles. Accessed via a KO Garden VMU machine, the game supported 5 languages. Developers emphasized the VMU's role in KO development, highlighting player interaction as the primary influence. While initial traits depended on the character that hatched them, the time spent with them and their experiences mattered most. Engaging in the VMU game significantly impacted a KO's growth, offering a flexible raising experience centered on observation and nurturing. The team enthusiastically recommends the VMU game for its engaging nature and multilingual support. This page features a special report on Shenmue 2 from Dorimaga, excitedly announcing they've received a sample room of the game. The report highlights the game's near-complete status, listed at 95%, and includes a note from Yu Suzuki. It also features a quote from the Cuckoo, calling it the last king of DC. The content dives into Ryo's arrival in Hong Kong, specifically the Aberdeen area, following his voyage from Yokosuka. There's an interesting revelation about a previously planned scenario detailing Ryo's journey at sea, which wasn't fully included but is hinted at in the opening movie. The report showcases the vibrant Hong Kong setting, with screenshots depicting the bustling port, the unique aspect of people living on boats, and the detailed warehouse district. A key highlight is the introduction of one of the game's memorable characters, Joy, who makes a dramatic entrance on a bright red motorcycle in Aberdeen. Screenshots capture her dynamic appearance and the early interaction with Ryo, including her forceful, "Move it" line. The report emphasizes the scale and detail of the environment and its inhabitants. This page continues the special report on Shenmue 2, featuring an interview with Yu Suzuki about the game's development progress and the team's impressions after receiving a sample room. Suzuki expresses confidence, stating the game feels like a significant evolution, comparing the jump from Shenmue 1 to Shenmue 2 to the transformation seen from Virtua Fighter 1 to Virtua Fighter 2. He highlights the increased interactions between Ryo and other characters, mentioning notable figures like Ren, Joy, Wong, and Fengmei. The report notes the game is nearing completion, with only minor adjustments remaining. The page also vividly depicts Ryo's early encounter with Joy in Aberdeen through a series of screenshots. It captures Joy's dramatic entrance on her motorcycle, her forceful personality as she yells at Ryo, "Where are you looking, you idiot? You'll get run over!" and their subsequent interaction, including Ryo asking for directions to Wan Chai. A brief character profile describes Joy as the daughter of a powerful figure in the port trade, who is spoiled, but finds Ryo's presence refreshing. The article emphasizes the dynamic nature of their meeting and Joy's lively character. This page continues the deep dive into Shenmue 2, featuring an interview with Yu Suzuki where he discusses the game's future, stating the continuation will depend on the fan reaction to Shenmue 2. He compares the evolution from Shenmue 1 to 2 to the leap seen from Virtua Fighter 1 to 2, highlighting the refined gameplay and structure, which allows players more freedom in exploring the world. The page also introduces the character Wong and details a dangerous encounter in Aberdeen, where Ryo steps in to protect the boy from thugs, showcasing early plot points and action sequences through screenshots. A special feature highlights the Virtua Fighter 4 Premium Disc, included as a first-press bonus for Shenmue 2, revealing it contains substantial content beyond a single disc. Furthermore, the page promotes the Underus release of the original Shenmue, emphasizing the opportunity to learn English through gameplay, and showing the ability to freely switch between English and Japanese language options. A section on world rankings, likely tied to the bonus disc or minigames, is also featured. Finally, the page provides a countdown to the Japanese release date of Shenmue 2, building anticipation for the game. This page is dedicated to the upcoming Super Robot Wars Alpha for Dreamcast, proclaiming that the evolution of this version knows no bounds. The striking visual features a collection of iconic mechs from various series including Evangelion Unit 01, Mazinger Z, Getter Robo, and Gundam, highlighting the game's premise of bringing together heroes from across different anime universes. A special report box provides key game data, stating the game is developed by Ben Presto and is a simulation RPG scheduled for release on July 26th. It also notes compatibility with the memory card 4X. Highlighted features showcase the game's visual prowess, with sections dedicated to the overwhelmingly powerful demo scenes, illustrated by a screenshot of a large battleship. Another section hypes the Dream Combination attacks, exploding onto the screen, accompanied by dynamic screenshots of mechs performing special moves together. Finally, the page announces the participation of Gi Breaker from the Armored Century D-Breaker series, confirming new additions that go beyond the scope of previous titles. The main text confirms that despite a long silence since its announcement, the latest information is here, promising new original elements for the Dreamcast version, spectacular 3D demo scenes, and the exciting inclusion of G-Breaker, all leading up to the anticipated July 26th release. This page dives into the highly anticipated combined attacks featured in Super Robot Wars Alpha for the Dreamcast. Building on the previous report, the producer, Toshihisa Terada, reveals that over 64 different combined attacks are prepared for the Dreamcast version, including some from the N64 title and new original ones. Activation conditions depend on factors like pilot will and unit positioning, and importantly, enemy units will also utilize combined attacks, with the black tri-stars specifically mentioned. The page showcases several dynamic examples. We see Evangelion Unit 01 and Unit 02 performing a unison attack, emphasizing the complete synchronization of their pilots. The Holy Warriors from Dunbine execute a twin aura attack, a powerful two-hit slash. Dankuger is shown in its separated state for an aggressive beast charge, a combined attack utilizing its individual components. Getter Robo demonstrates its classic 3-in-1 attack, using the Getter machines in separation. A side panel also hints at other returning combined attacks, like Mazin Power and Double Laser Beam. The visual feast of these attacks is clearly a major highlight of the Dreamcast version. This page continues, showcasing the incredible combined attacks featured in Super Robot Wars Alpha on the Dreamcast, highlighting even more powerful Team UPS. Featured at the top is a massive combined attack involving Z Gundam, Gundam Prototype 3, Dendrobium, and Z Gundam, utilizing the formidable Triple Mega Launcher. The screenshots depict the coordinated assault, emphasizing the sheer firepower unleashed by these three mobile suits working together. The accompanying text remarks on the attack's impact, particularly mentioning the effectiveness when piloted by an ace like Judao Ashita. Moving down, we see the iconic super electromagnetic robots, Combattler V and Voltes V, joining forces for a dynamic, combined attack. The sequence shows them utilizing their signature spin and yo-yo maneuvers, leading into the devastating Shudenji Smash attack, a true display of their combined might. The text points out their impressive size, being over 50 meters tall, reinforcing the scale of destruction they can cause together. Finally, the page presents what is described as the ultimate combined attack by three legendary super robots, Shin-Getter Robo, Mazinkaiser, and Great Mazinger. This devastating technique is named FDS, or Final Dynamics Special. The visual sequence captures the intense energy buildup and the unleashing of an overwhelming beam attack, combining the power of Getter Beam, Rust Blaster, and Breastburn. The text emphasizes the unfathomable power generated when these three titans unite their signature abilities. These examples clearly demonstrate the visual spectacle and strategic depth the combined attacks bring to the game. This page continues the focus on Super Robot Wars Alpha for the Dreamcast, highlighting that the impressive 3D enhancements extend beyond just the battle sequences as the game nears its anticipated July 26th release. A significant addition is the inclusion of new real-time demo movies. The page showcases scenes recreating moments from The End of Evangelion, featuring the iconic winged mass-production Evangelions descending from the sky to attack Nerve headquarters. Another movie depicted is the appearance of the powerful giant Robo from the Secret Society BF storyline, shown with a dramatic perspective from inside a building. Producer Takanobu Terada is featured, discussing these new additions. He confirms that approximately 20 types of demo movies have been added to the Dreamcast version, combining those from the original PlayStation release with brand new ones. Some now include character portraits and dialogue, and the exciting SRX combination movie is also included. The page also notes that unlike the PlayStation version, the demo movies are rendered in real time on the Dreamcast. Additionally, the status screen is now displayed in 3Ds, although zooming or rotation is not possible. Finally, the page spotlights the detailed 3D modeling and animation of the SDF-1 Macross, demonstrating its complex transformation sequence from fortress mode to assault mode. This impressive visual clearly shows the ship changing form mid-battle, faithfully recreating this signature moment from the series as it surfaces, ready to face the future. This page reveals further details about Super Robot Wars Alpha for the Dreamcast. specifically highlighting the addition of new units from game original series like Kikuseki Breaker and Sunrise Ayutan. The main unit featured is the Cloud Saber, with producer Terada confirming their inclusion from previous game titles. Screenshots showcase the Cloud Saber in action. The page then shifts focus to announce a brand new Super Robot Wars title coming to the Game Boy Advance this autumn. This new GBA entry is described as a completely original series, packed with new units and systems, offering a high-quality simulation RPG experience for a portable console. The impressive roster includes series ranging from Mobile Battleship Nadesico and various Mobile Suit Gundam titles to classics like Mazinger, Getter Robo, Combattler V, Voltes V, plus additions like Blue Comet SPT Lasner and Armored Trooper Votoms. Producer Terada touches upon specific units like Nadesico's Estivalis and unique features of series like Lasner and Dragoon, while screenshots provide glimpses of the GBA game's battles. This page features an in-depth look at Guru Guru Onsen 2, an online game title appearing on Dreamcast. This sequel significantly upgrades the online experience, particularly noting its ambitious cross-platform support planned for PlayStation 2 and PC users in addition to Dreamcast players, although the DC version is highlighted as the first to arrive. The core concept revolves around a virtual hot spring onsen environment, where players can gather, chat, and play various online games together. The included games have been completely revamped for this installment, featuring classics like Uno, poker, mahjong, and a unique game called Onsen Susakan. The page includes a screenshot showing the game's online lobby interface with player avatars and chat messages. Artwork depicts cheerful, stylized characters enjoying the mini-games within the hot spring setting. The article emphasizes that the game is designed to be accessible even for newcomers to online gaming. A photo of Overworks Open Dice producer, Takayoshi Yuryu, is also included. The page effectively conveys the evolution of the Onsen series into a more robust and connected online playground. This page dives deep into the Open Dice concept, the online theme park platform powering Guru Guru Onsen 2. It's revealed that Open Dice is more than just the sequel's server. It's designed as a unified ecosystem supporting various online games, including planned Sakura Wars content, and aiming for cross-platform compatibility across Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and PC. The service operates on a single billing system, costing 500 yen for 30 days, providing access to all content within Open Dice. Importantly, the original Guru Guru Onsen service is scheduled to close on September 23rd, with players moving to the new Guru Guru Onsen 2 content housed within this Open Dice platform. The producer explains Open Dice as an online theme park that breaks down console barriers, functioning like a real-world park with different attractions representing various games. They mention potential for third-party games to join the platform, provided they fit the general theme. A shared text broadcasting system is also integrated, delivering news and announcements to players across all games on the service. This is a significant step towards a cohesive, multi-platform online community. The next page focuses on the revamped characters and the online systems within Guru Guru Onsen 2 and the encompassing Open Dice platform. Players of the original game will immediately notice the shift towards a softer, less polygonal character design, seen in the new guide character and the mascot Pantsu. The character creation system is significantly enhanced, allowing for much more detailed customization of avatars with a wider variety of parts for features like hair, eyes, and mouth shapes, enabling players to create truly unique online representations. The name card system, essentially player profiles, sees a major upgrade. The limit for storing name cards has increased dramatically to over 100, and players can now add comments. Communication tools are expanded with a telegraph system for simple direct messages and a message system that allows sending mail to friends logged onto the server. A particularly useful feature is the group message, enabling players to send messages to multiple friends simultaneously, making coordinating events like game tournaments or chat room meetups much smoother. Crucially, the character created in Guru Guru Onsen 2 is not confined to just this game. This page highlights that avatars are shared across other content within the Open Dice online theme park. This means players can use their familiar character created in Guru Guru Onsen 2 to interact and play in other games or content available on the Open Dice service, fostering a consistent online identity and making it easier to stay connected with friends across different experiences. This page focuses on the significant evolution of the chat and communication systems in Guru Guru Onsen 2, designed to foster a warmer online experience. The game introduces innovative event chat rooms, themed environments like a quiz show studio or a train compartment, where the room itself creates conversation opportunities, even triggering events based on player input. Character interactions are greatly enhanced through action chat, where avatars visually react to dialogue, expressing emotions and adding a dynamic layer to conversations. The text input system has also seen improvements, particularly for entering Japanese characters using the controller, thanks to an expanded dictionary filled with more common phrases and proper nouns. An interview with director Tetsu Ohara reveals that the development focused heavily on user feedback and enhancing communication features over 2 years, aiming to create a robust and engaging online community. The next page dives deeper into the actual games featured in Guru Guru Onsen 2, highlighting Uno as the fan-favorite card game, chosen based on user surveys. It's described as a simple yet strategically deep game for up to 6 players, with the classic rules and special cards like the Wild Draw 4 creating tense moments. Screenshots show the game in action with character avatars and chat bubbles, demonstrating the integrated communication. A significant upgrade is the tournament system. Previously limited to 1 event per floor, Guru Guru Onsen 2 now allows multiple tournaments for different games to run simultaneously, creating an Olympic atmosphere. The page also touches on the enhanced communication features, reiterating that chat is now treated as a core part of the content, significantly strengthened based on user feedback during development. This focus on communication extends to psychological tactics in table games like Uno and poker, suggesting that using the enhanced action chat features is key to reading opponents and gaining an advantage. Guru Guru Onsen 2 expands its game lineup with poker, mahjong, and onsen search division. Poker features a chip-based system emphasizing risk-reward strategy, psychological gameplay enhanced by chat features, and complete keyboard control. Mahjong, a returning classic, offers rule variations and visual updates. Onsen Search Division is a new cooperative board game where detectives track a fleeing criminal, blending strategy, and RPG elements. The game selection process prioritized player popularity, Uno, exciting multiplayer experiences, poker, and developer interest, Onsen Search Division. The game is set to release on August 9th. This page is a special report on the visual novel game Air. It features key artwork depicting 2 of the game's main female characters. The text introduces the game's story, centering on a traveling young man who arrives at a seaside town and experiences a summer alongside 3 girls. The report highlights voice actor messages related to the game, announcing the voice actor for the character, Managi. Game data shows it's an adventure game, visual novel, published by NEC Interchannel, developed by Visual Art/Key, and was 90% complete when this feature was published. This page continues the special feature on the visual novel Air, shifting focus to the characters Misuzu Kamio and Haruko Kamio. The top section describes the protagonist's daily life escorting Misuzu to school, highlighting her frequent lateness and her unique approach to attending class. Below, the feature introduces Haruko, Misuzu's mother, and explains her concern for Misuzu and how the protagonist becomes involved in their lives. There's a description of Haruko's midnight feast, where she drinks late and forces the protagonist to join. The page also includes interviews with the voice actors for Misuzu, Tomoko Kawakami, and Haruko, Aya Hisakawa. Both voice actors share their impressions of their characters and their experiences working on the game, offering insights into the roles and the direction they received. The page is illustrated with character art and screenshots from the game, featuring Misuzu and Haruko. This page continues the special feature on the visual novel Air, now focusing on the characters Yoshino Kirishima and her sister Hijiri Kirishima. The top section presents a short scenario snippet involving Yoshino, depicting an unexpected, almost sumo-like encounter under the summer sky. It highlights her energetic and somewhat inexplicable actions. Below this are 3 small screenshots featuring Yoshino, providing glimpses into different moments with the character. The page includes interviews with the voice actors for both characters. Asami Okamoto shares her thoughts on voicing Yoshino, discussing her impressions of the character's personality and her experience with the role. Similarly, Yumi Toshima provides insights into voicing Hijiri, reflecting on her character's contrasting personality compared to Yoshino and the direction she received. There's also a brief section describing Hijiri, noting her starkly different personality from her sister and her interactions with the protagonist, portraying her as someone who, despite her actions, isn't inherently bad. Character art for both Yoshino and Hijiri is displayed alongside their respective voice actor interviews. This page continues the special feature on the visual novel Air, introducing two more memorable characters. First up is Misuzu Kamio, depicted here as the head of the astronomy club, with a deep affection for stargazing. The text highlights her unique my-pace personality, and how her appearance can seem as fleeting and beautiful as a shooting star. Her character art is displayed, and it's noted that she is voiced by the talented Ryoka Yuzuki. Further down, the page shifts focus to Michiru, a character known for her energetic and somewhat aggressive disposition, characterized by an unexplained hostility. The text describes her tendency for sudden appearances and disappearances, often accompanied by physical interactions like kicking. Several screenshots show Michiru in action, including one depicting a rather forceful kick. There's also a large illustration showing Michiru in a poignant moment, possibly with the protagonist or Misuzu, set against a warm sunset backdrop. The page also briefly mentions that messages from the voice actors for both Michiru and Misuzu will be presented in a future issue. This page dives into the highly anticipated crossover fighter, Capcom vs. SNK 2 Millionaire Fighting 2001. The bold headline proudly announces 44 characters selected, setting the stage for a massive roster. The accompanying text confirms this is the second major report on the game, detailing the nearly complete reveal of the character lineup and game system, including the free ratio system. It emphasizes that with 44 characters across 6 groups, the game offers endless possibilities for matchups and team building. The page is dominated by character portraits from the Capcom side of the roster. Featured fighters include iconic figures like Ryu, Ken, Guile, Chun-Li, Blanca, E. Honda, Dhalsim, and Zangief. Fan favorites such as Cammy, Sakura, M. Bison, Balrog, Sagat, Vega, Akuma, and Morrigan are also displayed. Excitingly, several characters are marked with a new tag, highlighting fresh additions to the series like Yun, Maki, Kyosuke, Eagle, Rolento, and Dan. These visuals underscore the diverse cast pulled from across Capcom's fighting game history, promising an expansive and thrilling fighting experience. This page continues the deep dive into Capcom vs. SNK 2 Millionaire Fighting 2001, shifting focus to the formidable roster hailing from the SNK universe. Following up on the Capcom side revealed previously, this spread showcases many iconic fighters making their return, solidifying the game's massive 44-character lineup. Featured prominently are fan favorites like Kyo Kusanagi, Iori Yagami, Terry Bogard, Ryo Sakazaki, Mai Shiranui, Geese Howard, and Nakoru. Excitingly, this page also highlights new faces joining the fray, including Rock Howard, Hibiki Takane, Chang Kohan, and Joe Higashi, marked with bright new tags. The article reiterates the evolution of the game's system, emphasizing the greatly changed ratio system and the presence of 6 groove select options, promising immense strategic depth and varied team compositions, ensuring no two matches feel quite the same. A few action-packed screenshots from gameplay showcase the dynamic battles players can expect. While the game is scheduled for an autumn release on Dreamcast, details like the exact date and price were still undecided at the time. Capcom vs. SNK 2's gameplay revolves around its innovative Groove Select system, which offers 6 distinct fighting styles. These grooves drastically alter character playstyles and strategic depth, inspired by classic fighting game mechanics. C-Groove emphasizes super combos, A Groove brings custom combos, and C-Groove focuses on parries. SNK influences are present with Scroove's manual power charging, N-Groove's stockable power gauge, and K-Groove's just defend mechanic. Players must adapt to opponents' groove choices, including those of the CPU. The article also hints at a subsystem for added complexity. The page introduces new characters. Rolento from Capcom's Final Fight, utilizing staff attacks and grenade supers, and Rock Howard from Sonk's Garou, Mark of the Wolves, blending techniques from Geese Howard and Terry Bogard. The variety offered by grooves and the expansive rosters are key features. This page dives deeper into Capcom vs. SNK 2's strategic layers, introducing the crucial free ratio system. Unlike the previous game where ratio was fixed per character, here players form teams of 1 to 3 characters and distribute a total of 4 ratio points among them. This allows for diverse strategies, such as stacking all 4 points onto a single powerful character, or spreading points across a balanced team. The article highlights that while smaller teams might seem disadvantaged, the higher individual ratio points can make a single character incredibly potent, favoring a more focused approach. It also reinforces the strategic depth added by the different grooves, showing examples of the Po groove, inspired by Street Fighter II's parrying, and K groove, combining Samurai Showdown's Rage and Garou, Mark of the Wolves' Just Defend. The page also introduces two more characters joining the fray. Eagle, a return from the original Street Fighter, known for his quarterstaff techniques, and Hibiki Takane from Skunk's The Last Blade series, a skilled swordswoman. The screenshots illustrate the ratio display during team selection and intense gameplay moments, utilizing various character abilities and grooves. This page features more fan-favorite characters confirmed for Capcom vs. SNK 2. Chun-Li makes a striking return, with her appearance and fighting style based on her Street Fighter II Third Strike iteration. Her moves are speedier and more focused on mid-range combat compared to her classic Street Fighter II style. The page also highlights the return of the chaotic tag team duo, Change Kohan and Choi Bounge, from the King of Fighters series, known for their destructive combination tactics. Additionally, the perennial underdogs, Dan Hibiki from Street Fighter Zero and Joe Higashi from Fatal Fury, are back to try their luck in the tournament. Screenshots across the page showcase these characters engaging in fierce battles, demonstrating their unique techniques and the game's dynamic visuals. The article builds anticipation for the grand tournament and its upcoming release in the fall. This page delves into the hidden characters of Capcom vs. SNK 2, Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. While some characters are available from the start in the Pro version, this article focuses on 5 unlockable intrusion characters who challenge you during arcade or pair match modes if certain conditions are met. Featured prominently are striking character portraits of Akuma, Nakoru, Morrigan, Orochi Iori, Violent Ken, and Evil Ryu, alongside screenshots showcasing their appearance and battling on various stages. The article outlines the specific requirements for each character to appear, typically revolving around the number of teams defeated, your groove power stock, GPS, score reaching a certain threshold, or achieving super combo finishes by the end of specific matches. It also offers helpful tips for players aiming to unlock these powerful fighters, emphasizing the importance of managing your GPS gauge and focusing on meeting the criteria before the designated fight where the character might appear. The intense artwork and dynamic screenshots highlight the impact these secret characters bring to the game's roster and challenge. The next page provides an exclusive report on the Sega Dreamcast RPG series, Eldorado Gate, focusing on the story progression towards its conclusion. Specifically, it highlights Volume 6, detailing the events of Chapter 15, titled The Gabri Tribe Annihilation Plan. The peaceful Gabri tribe is attacking people near Label Village, prompting investigation by Gigi of the illusionary Holy Knight Corps. Simultaneously, members of the Land of Destiny, including Gomes, also begin investigating the anomaly, setting up a situation where two separate forces pursue the same objective. The report introduces key characters central to this arc. Gigi is highlighted as a girl who has awakened to demonic power, but stands in opposition to the Holy Knights, playing a crucial role in chapters 15 and 16. Kiska is another character involved in the hunt for the Gabri tribe. Finally, Xenon and Lami are revealed as the children of God who descended on the sky battleship Genesis, commanding Kiska and delivering unilateral orders to Gigi. Screenshots depict various scenes from the game, showing the character sprites in different environments and dialogue boxes. The article notes that the story is moving towards its final phase, involving the conflict between God and the demon. It also includes brief game data, confirming it is a monthly release RPG, and listing compatible peripherals. This page continues the look at Eldorado Gate Volume 6, focusing on Chapter 16, titled The 12 Oni Gods. The story is building towards its climax, centered around those who have awakened to the souls of the 12 Oni Gods. The main conflict sees the illusionary Holy Knight Corps beginning their hunt for these individuals. A poignant storyline highlighted is the tragic confrontation between Lias, the Knight Captain, and his daughter Gigi, who possesses a demonic soul and is the first target of the hunt. Adding a new layer of gameplay, Volume 6 introduces a card game feature within Chapter 16. This game uses fire, water, and tree attributes in a rock-paper-scissors mechanic, allowing players to potentially double their winnings through strategic card draws. The page also gives glimpses into the journeys of other characters from the Land of Destiny as they press towards the story's conclusion. Screenshots show various locations and scenes, including a troubled Gomes, the infatuated Arisen, and a mysterious gathering that seems to involve Mama and Mima, raising questions about their unexpected appearance and possible wedding. The narrative emphasizes that the battle between God and demon is commencing, and the ultimate fate remains unknown. This page dives into Volume 5 of Eldorado Gate, providing essential secrets to fully master the game's content. As an episodic RPG on the Dreamcast, each volume adds new layers, and this one reveals 6 key hidden elements. You'll discover concealed locations across episodes 12 through 14, leading to rare items like the Double Gem, a must-have that doubles the magic stones you earn after battle. There's also a notable battle involving the fire element in episode 13, accessible after certain story events. Don't worry if you lose, as it won't result in a game over. For those on a second playthrough, a challenging rematch against the Deathrune Dragon from Volume 1 awaits in episode 14's Tower of Souls under specific conditions, alongside other events and interactions. The guide also points out how character locations change within episode 12's town during subsequent playthroughs, adding replay value. Furthermore, it details how your actions in episode 14 directly influence the town's reputation, which in turn affects available events and shop prices. Helping residents boosts your standing, while less virtuous deeds can lower it, influencing your overall experience. This page is packed with valuable insights for dedicated players. This page is the Gabu Spirits fan page for Eldorado Gate, Volume 27, filled with the latest news and community features. It highlights the approaching climax of the story, with the staff discussing Episode 15 and the character Gigi, the 12th companion, who grapples with his perception of justice and judging others. The scenario writer, Naoyuki Sakai, introduces himself and touches upon the philosophical themes explored in the game. The page also features player feedback, including one player searching for specific items like the Yasukano card, and provides hints on where to find them. There's an announcement for the Gab.com art library, showcasing fan-submitted illustrations and calling for more, particularly summer-themed art and pieces featuring the game's characters. Crucially, the page details the 11th download package, a strong effect weapon sale, focusing on weapons with stun effects. While powerful in application, it warns that these weapons have low base stats, and their stun property doesn't transfer during synthesis, advising caution when using them in direct combat. The next download is scheduled for July 7th. Finally, they invite readers to send in postcards with questions, requests, or illustrations for a chance to be published and receive a gift. This page announces the arrival of Garou, Mark of the Wolves, on the Dreamcast, with the headline, "A New Fatal Fury Legend Begins." It highlights that the game was unexpectedly announced for DC at a spring game show. The feature details the game's new systems, such as the Just Defense, which allows for reduced guard stun and health recovery with precise blocking, and the TO.P system, offering a boost in attack power and gradual health recovery within a specific health zone chosen at character select. Screenshots showcase the gameplay, featuring characters like Terry Bogard and Rock Howard, demonstrating the Just Defense and TO.P activation. The article mentions that special moves are robust, becoming available when the on-screen gauge displays S or P, with P allowing for a potential comeback chance. The DC port is confirmed to be a complete transplants port of the arcade version, with all animation cuts intact, and includes an original art gallery mode featuring related illustrations. The game data section confirms it is a 12-player fighting game, with a planned release in September 2001 for 5,800 yen. This release truly kicked off a new era for the Fatal Fury series on the Dreamcast. This page introduces the cast of Garou, Mark of the Wolves, explaining that while most are new faces, they are deeply connected to the history of Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters tournaments, often through lineage or past rivalries. Character profiles showcase a diverse group, including Rock Howard, the son of Geese Howard, and Hotaru Futaba, searching for her missing brother, alongside fighters practicing various martial arts styles, and even a mysterious masked wrestler and a band of phantom thieves. The text emphasizes that these connections aren't just backstory, but are woven into gameplay through pre-fight and win/loss dialogue. Additionally, the page highlights the return of SNK vs. Capcom, Card Fighters 2 Expand Edition. This sequel to the popular digital card game brings back the one-on-one battles using SNK and Capcom characters. It's described as powered up, adding new card types for attacking and defending, significantly increasing strategic depth. The total card count has expanded to 424, including over 120 new cards and updated illustrations for older ones. The game features a story mode where you navigate a map to find opponents for card battles. This page features a special report on the upcoming Dreamcast title, Kain Seibo the Virgin on Megiddo, which is currently 90% complete. It's described as an adventure game, set in Isanami City, a place where traditional practices and modern science coexist. The city is controlled by an advanced network, managed by a supercomputer called Maya Domina. Recently, strange incidents have begun plaguing this technologically advanced area, including network malfunctions, a fire in a computer room, and instances of spontaneous human combustion, leading the reader to wonder what disaster is unfolding in Isanami. The report highlights some of the key characters. Manase Kitagawa is the system supervisor at Seishoku High School, often clashing with the student council president over conflicts between the city's old and new residents. Mizuki Akimura is the protagonist Kento's junior high classmate, who appears to possess a mysterious power that causes Kento to emit a pale light when she holds his hand. The game data confirms its genre as an adventure game, set to release on July 26th. The mysterious premise and the hint of hidden powers awakening suggest a narrative-driven experience centered around unraveling the secrets behind the city's bizarre events. This page continues the special report on Kain Seibo the Virgin on Megiddo, introducing more key characters and detailing the game's system. We see a glimpse of the mysterious bandaged figure central to the story, described as possessing strange eyes and being crucial to the narrative, though their identity is unknown. Several characters are featured. Kanzaki Remi, a sharp science reporter covering Isanami City who seems aware of the protagonist's hidden potential. Mikano Kyoko, a capricious girl with apparent family issues, and Karyuin Tomoe, a member of the old residents faction who is described as a calm yet airheaded young lady, surprisingly unfazed by danger. The game is confirmed as a multi-scenario, full-fledged mystery adventure. Players investigate incidents as high school detective Kento Randao, with the story evolving based on choices. A unique feature is the inclusion of romance elements alongside the mystery solving, making it a goal to achieve both. Screenshots show the classic adventure game interface with character portraits and command menus, as well as exploration in 3D environments like a school hallway. The reviewer expresses excitement for the upcoming release, noting particular interest in Mizuki's trouble, potentially related to special abilities, and the enigmatic bandaged man. The report concludes that the game is shaping up to be a deep story, weaving together various strange incidents and human relationships. This page features a special report on Dabitsuku 2, the latest entry in the popular horse racing simulation series. The game is highlighted for its updated data and realistic portrayal of the sport. Key features discussed include the inclusion of real-life races and horses, such as the 2001 Yasuda Kinnan winner Blackhawk, and the presence of formidable overseas rivals. Gameplay improvements mentioned are the ability to skip races and advance time by the month, streamlining the experience. The report also emphasizes the deep breeding system, featuring updated data on new stud horses making their debut, and the inclusion of famous broodmares from around the world, like Lamb Terra, Cindy Terra, and Idle Dream, promising intricate and realistic bloodline combinations. The game aims to bring a fresh feel to the genre, with its focus on realistic data and enhanced gameplay flow. It's a network racing horse simulation, developed by Landho, and published by Sega. This page delves deeper into the upcoming horse racing simulation, Dabitsuku 2, detailing several quality-of-life improvements and features. Checking breeding comments is now much easier, making it quicker to assess foals. The game also allows for seamless access to detailed horse data when breeding, aiding players in evaluating bloodlines, which is highlighted as essential for selecting yearlings. The auction system has been refined for easier judgment of potential purchases, including advice comments for younger horses. The page also reports on a fan appreciation event held at Sega headquarters, where developers discussed the game and users voted for horses to be included in the final release, showcasing community engagement with the title. This page features a special report on the upcoming simulation game, Run equals Dim as Black Soul. Development is reported to be 80% complete, with the full scope of the game now becoming clear. The article focuses on a replay of the very first mission to highlight the title's touted high level of tacticality. The featured mission is an emergency scramble to intercept and eliminate enemy forces that have invaded the Cherubim Corporation factory area. The objective is to defend the factory by destroying or incapacitating the two invading unknown RB units. The page includes a battle area map detailing the enemy positions, friendly deployment points for the Special Training Division units, and the defense objective. Chandler equals Nalulu, the chief of the RB Special Training Division, is introduced, providing a tactical briefing, advising the player to use the central lake and forest as a defensive line and exploit the terrain advantage to repel the enemy. The feature provides a glimpse into the strategic gameplay and narrative setup of the game's initial encounter. The run equals dim as Black Soul. Special report analyzes the first mission. Scene 01 focuses on the RB Special Training Division's advance to a forest intercept point, led by the calm Yutaka equals Osaki, to establish a defensive position against a larger enemy force. Scene 02 describes the use of James's cannon to slow enemy reinforcements. This scene introduces the hot-blooded Hiroko equals Ford, who questions her beliefs after encountering Yutaka. Scene 03 showcases the team's counterattack, leveraging terrain and coordinated tactics despite enemy reinforcements. It introduces Chris equals Endy, a swordswoman, and James equals Joyce, a precise sniper. The mission details player actions, defense, evasion, counterattack, and operational results, concluding that while the mission succeeded with minimal damage, efficiency could be improved. This page provides a special report on the latest installment in the Aero Dancing Flight Simulation series for the Dreamcast, titled, "Can't Wait Until the Next Installment, Aero Dancing." Positioned as the final DC entry and a fan disc building on the previous I version, the game promises enhanced content and features. The report showcases screenshots of various aircraft, including an AV-8 Harrier, and introduces a major new addition, the Russian Su-25 Frogfoot attack aircraft, detailed with its machine data. The page also announces the winners of a naming contest for the game's subtitle, and briefly covers a network battle event held for the PC version of Aero I, which demonstrated cross-platform play capabilities. The overall tone conveys excitement for this highly anticipated final DC release in the series. The next page delves deeper into the features of Aero Dancing It, highlighting its robust online capabilities. It proudly announces that the game boasts enhanced network battle features and, impressively, allows for cross-platform multiplayer matches against both the PC and Dreamcast versions of the previous title, Aero Dancing It. You can battle anyone, regardless of which platform they are on. Beyond the competitive side, the page showcases a must-see collection of user-created replays, totaling around 200 examples. These include winners from the Dancing Audition 2001 contest, offering a diverse range of sky dances from the community. Curiosity is piqued regarding new game modes. While the PC version of Aero Dancing is released simultaneously features original modes not on the Dreamcast, the page speculates on what new modes might be included in this final DC installment, urging readers to anticipate future announcements. Screenshots show PC-specific modes like Aviator Challenge. Finally, the page features a live report on a promotional event, a 3-company rival match celebrating the PC version's launch. Teams from Cree, M2 of Cree, and Dorimaga magazine participated in both a serious team battle and a humorous, spinning wasabi showdown penalty game. The Cree's team claimed victory in the team battle, while the penalty round involved some spicy consequences for the losers. The report suggests checking the Cree's website for more details on the event. This page kicks off the new Dorimaga Artist Color Annex corner, showcasing reader-submitted color illustrations. It's introduced as a pre-open, with staff comments from Robo-Tommy and Yo expressing excitement and inviting reader suggestions for the corner moving forward. The page features examples of submitted artwork. We see fan art based on various games and series, 2 girls who look like they could be from the Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball series, Milia Rage from Guilty Gear, characters from the Sengoku Compile series, and Tamaki Kono from Comic Party. Each illustration includes the artist's location, name, and a brief comment about their work or feelings about the new corner. The quality varies, but it's great to see the community engaging. Below the artwork, detailed submission guidelines are laid out for aspiring artists, covering both traditional postcard entries and digital email submissions. It specifies acceptable formats, sizes, and the information required from the artist. The page concludes by announcing that this color illustration corner is scheduled to expand to a full 2-page spread starting from the next issue, indicating it will be a significant feature going forward. This page dives into the reader submission corner, where fans share their thoughts and creations. One section, titled, "Right Before Summer, It's Getting Hot, and I'm Getting Hyped Up Special," features reader letters and even a short interview segment with what seems to be editorial staff characters like Nizu and Mas, discussing topics like finances, celebrity confessions, mentioning Janet Jackson, and even wrestling. Other reader contributions include comments on specific games like Death Crimson and Sakura Wars. 3. Sharing experiences and opinions. A vibrant section titled, "Don't Turn Off the DC's Light," showcases fan art and mini-comics celebrating the Dreamcast and Sega. It features beloved characters and fun scenarios, includes a heartfelt call to support Sega, and even references the classic character Doraemon, showing the deep connection fans have with the platform. Finally, the page features a Dorimaga recommended movies section, with a ranking of popular films, briefly summarizing the top movies like Artificial Intelligence and The Tailor of Panama, highlighting them as anticipated SF and spy films. This page continues showcasing the passion of Dreamcast fans with the Dorimaga Artist section, featuring imaginative fan art. We see diverse characters brought to life, including iconic figures from Sonic the Hedgehog, striking artwork featuring Lobelia Carlini from Sakura Wars 3, a dynamic rendition of what appears to be Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, and various other unique designs, some potentially referencing fighting games or original concepts, highlighting the vibrant creativity within the community. Below the artwork is a column by the esteemed composer Noriyuki Iwadare, known for his incredible work on series like Grandia, Lunar, and Langrisser. He discusses his recent musical endeavors, including contributions to festivals and corporate image videos, demonstrating his versatility beyond game scores. Of particular note for fans, he touches upon the development of the PlayStation 2 version of Grandia 2, mentioning the staff's ongoing efforts and asking for anticipation. He also promotes his available music albums, including best-of collections for Grandia and other titles, encouraging fans to pick them up. The column gives a personal glimpse into the life and work of a key figure in game music. This page continues the vibrant fan art showcase, featuring more incredible submissions from the community expressing their love for Dorimaga and the Dreamcast. You can see diverse characters and styles, including a dynamic piece featuring the cast of Phantasy Star Online, capturing the energy of players gathering in that beloved online world. There's also an illustration that brings to mind the Jetstream attack from the Mobile Suit Gundam series, and a striking portrait that looks very much like Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, reminding us of that iconic game's artistry. Further down, the Book MC section recommends a selection of interesting reads. This week's picks cover a range of topics, from an illustrated essay that applies the meticulous observation of nature studies to everyday human fashion, to a review of the infamous Darwin Awards book, chronicling bizarre ways people have eliminated themselves from the gene pool. There's also a non-fiction book titled Hori's Investigation, that delves into the fascinating world of counting and ranking incredibly specific, often humorous, data points like baseball attendance, or how many times someone nods their head on TV. It's a diverse collection reflecting varied interests beyond gaming. This page is packed with various community features and insights. We kick off with fan feedback and requests, touching on mobile connectivity issues and some character-related polls, including comments about fan art for games like Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? There's also a section dedicated to fan art and requests, featuring cartoony drawings and mentioning characters like Space Mania. Moving on, the rumors column drops a bombshell. Word is that SoftBank Publishing might be launching a new magazine, and even more exciting, there's talk of Shenmue the Final Chapter being released exclusively for Dorimaga readers. This ties nicely into our previous page's appreciation for Ryo Hazuki. Finally, there's a fascinating feature by composer Koji Hayama, delving into the fearsome PSG sound source. He takes a nostalgic look back at the powerful sound chips in older systems like the PAC engine, highlighting games like Devil Crush and Alien Crush as prime examples of incredible audio design from that era. The page includes a photo of Koji Hayama himself. It's a great dive into the history of game music technology. This page is a vibrant mix of community content and magazine features. We start with fan contributions, showcasing humorous fan art and letters, including drawings inspired by RPG or fantasy settings and potentially fighting games. Readers share their thoughts and feedback, continuing the community engagement seen on the previous page. Further down, the rumors section speculates on Sega's plans, notably mentioning the satirical game Sega potentially being presented at a shareholder meeting, and the likely negative reaction this would cause regarding the company's stock. There's also talk of a unique baseball game, Yakyutsu, featuring unusual rules like using metal bats and allowing doping, specifically focused on the Hanshin Tigers team. A large section titled, Real Dorimaga Liberation Declaration, serves as a platform for free-form opinions and humor, featuring quirky illustrations and commentary on various topics, including a humorous take on the age of bad middle-aged guys, and abstract concepts like Mongolian sumo. It also touches upon Dreamcast-born characters, highlighting characters originating on the console, with a drawing referencing the visual novel series Canvas. Finally, the page includes a music guide, featuring new releases and notable artists. This includes albums like Love Notes by the Gospelers and Joe Hisaishi Meets Kitano Films, a collection of soundtracks by the renowned composer Joe Hisaishi for Takeshi Kitano's movies. Singles are also highlighted, such as Tatsuro Yamashita's Kimi no Koe ni Koi Shiteru, and releases by Hideki Togi, Nozomi, Ando, and Going Underground. This page continues the engaging community content from the previous page, mixed with magazine features. A column by Capcom's Hagi discusses the upcoming fighting game Capcom vs. SNK 2, addressing reader questions about character appearances. He also briefly mentions attending the announcement event for Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny on another platform, praising the lead actor. A humorous reader submission corner titled, I Had a Dream, invites people to share their dreams, which are then interpreted by the editor, Bombrock. One reader shares a dream about the character Hayato from the Star Gladiator series, prompting a comment about intense reactions. This section encourages all sorts of dream submissions, from actual dreams to fantasies and daydreams. Focusing on online gaming, the Peon's online game Go section highlights the upcoming release of Guru Guru Onsen 2, and features reader submissions about Phantasy Star Online. Players ask for help with specific in-game puzzles, like finding the shutoff mechanism in the Pioneer 2 control tower, and discuss using guild cards to express themselves. The column also acts as a bulletin board for players looking to find online friends. Finally, the long-running Searching for That Game features requests from readers trying to identify or find strategy information for older titles. Requests include strategy for the Genesis Classic Phantasy Star 2, and details on the arcade shooter Typhoon, known as Ajax on some home ports. Another request describes a unique driving game, accompanied by fan art referencing the Sakura Wars series. The next page dives further into community interaction, with features like the Game Character Blabbering Staring Contest, where readers pit characters from various games, including those seen in Dead or Alive 3 and Tekken, against each other in submitted drawings and concepts for team and fighter battles. It also recaps results from previous rounds of this unique contest. A highlight is the Game Fusion section, a wonderfully creative reader feature where players merge game titles into hilarious and sometimes nonsensical combinations. Examples shown involve blending titles like Parappa the Rapper and Rent a Hero with Sega classics, creating mashups like Sega Gaga No. 1 from Sega Gaga and Rent a Hero No. 1, and Crazy Prince by combining Crazy Taxi and Prince of Persia. The page also features the Sega Kara new song introduction, showcasing the latest additions to Sega's karaoke service. A significant number of new songs are listed, featuring various artists, indicating a large update to the service. There's also a column discussing the Sega Kara online song collection, adding context for players using the service. This section demonstrates the diverse ways Sega engaged with its community beyond just game releases. This page is packed with reader interaction and magazine features. One section, hilariously titled, Ugh! I Hate This, shares reader submissions about disliked personalities or scenarios, including funny takes on the game Shenmue, like Ryo Hazuki quitting his job or punching pedestrians. The magazine also runs a point ranking system for readers who submit content, detailing how points are earned for published entries and listing prizes that can be won, such as books or original goods. A guide lists the various submission sections available for readers, encouraging participation in areas like discussions with the mascot, submitting illustrations, interacting with staff, gag content, manga, opinion boxes, and ideas for new features. Detailed submission rules are also provided, outlining methods via mail or email, required file formats and sizes for artwork, and the necessary personal information to include. Finally, there's a column by voice actress Minami, OMI, sharing slice-of-life anecdotes, discussing topics like the weather, and getting a new pet, alongside a picture of herself. A smaller box nearby presents a short, charming story, seemingly from the perspective of her pet dog, reacting to thunder. This page features the third installment of Izumi Takemoto's bi-weekly column, titled, A Goldfish Murderer One Day. The author reflects on a television series from over 30 years ago. Edogawa Ranpo, Great Detective Akechi Kogoro. Ranpo's works are known for being sometimes erotic or grotesque, and apparently, one story featured in the TV series was titled, The Murder Goldfish. Takemoto-sensei shares a childhood memory where they wanted to keep a goldfish but were forbidden by their father. They tried hiding it, eventually in the flush toilet, only for the father to find it and the goldfish to be flushed away. This is described as a sort of trauma. Setting that aside, the column dives into the plot of the Murder Goldfish episode. Great Detective Akechi Kogoro corners a criminal in the sewer, only to be suddenly devoured by a giant goldfish that emerges. The author questions if this bizarre plot point exists in the original source material, and wonders if it could be the goldfish's revenge, or perhaps a situation where the criminal gains the upper hand. With spoilers following that section, the author muses that this episode, which they recently learned about from a rerun, might have had a significant influence on their own manga style. The vertical text on the side also asks if readers knew that goldfish can grow to the size of carp, humorously noting that the editor has experience with this. This page features an announcement for an upcoming project titled, Raspberry is Coming. The page highlights 3 bonus items associated with this reveal. The first bonus is a mousepad featuring artwork from the PlayStation 2 digital novel, Missing Blue. The second bonus is a coaster showcasing characters Nakoru and Rimuru from the Samurai Showdown series, promoting their appearance in a new PC game titled, Nakoru, a gift from that person. The third bonus is a package illustration poster for the DVD edition renewal of FNC's classic game, Natural 2 Duo. Additionally, the page includes an original comic strip related to the Raspberry project, drawn by a lineup of talented artists. Overall, the page serves as a teaser for the new Raspberry content, while also promoting other related game titles across different platforms. This page features a large illustration of an anime girl on the right, overlaid with the text, Ji Soon, while the left side, on a red background, formally announces the debut of the emotional Bishoujo character magazine Raspberry from SoftBank. Following up on the previous page's teaser, this is the big reveal. The magazine aims to cover Bishoujo and character games, noting that while Mo and Love are key elements, they want to add a touch of coolness to their focus. The text highlights several upcoming or popular titles that the magazine will likely feature, including classics and hits like Comic Party, Air, Canaria, Welcome to Pia Carrot, 2.5, Memories Off Second, the Sega title Yume no Tsubasa, perhaps Sega's first gal game, and Candy Stripe. The magazine is priced at 980 yen and is set for release on July 4, 2001. It confirms that the first issue comes with 3 bonus items, echoing the Missing Blue mousepad specifically mentioned on the previous page as a key highlight. The page features artwork attributed to Mamoru Yokota, a well-known artist in the genre. This page is dedicated to the highly anticipated release of Concept 2 for the Dreamcast, set to launch on July 12, 2001, priced at 6,800 yen, excluding tax. As an expert player of the series, Concept 2 is truly the ultimate iteration of the unique board game meets trading card game concept. The tagline highlights its infinite replayability and incredible depth, stating, "You'll never tire of it." Key features promoted include online multiplayer support, a massive increase in the number of cards available with over 450 types, and a more polished game system. The game logo, featuring the iconic orange font, is prominently displayed. There's a special pre-order campaign offering bonus in-game card data for Leod Knight and a set of 3 real-life cards, including Leod Knight and 2 others chosen from a selection shown. This was a fantastic bonus for fans. The page also lists numerous stores across Japan where this pre-order bonus is available, indicating widespread retailer support. The images showcase the card art, including the featured Leod Knight, and samples of other cards players could obtain, emphasizing the blend of digital gameplay and collectible physical cards. This release was a major event for Dreamcast owners who enjoyed strategic card and board games. The next page is a stunning visual promotion for the strategic card and board game Culdecept on Dreamcast. The central image features a large, transparent sphere floating above a fantastical landscape, encasing a fully armored knight. Surrounding the sphere are several Culdecept game cards, seemingly orbiting the knight and the enclosed space, hinting at the game's core mechanic of battling creatures and casting spells using cards. This striking image effectively captures the game's unique blend of fantasy, strategic depth, and the power held within the collectible cards. At the bottom, text provides the official website address, http://www.culdecept.com, for those seeking more information, along with contact details for customer support. It also lists the game's developers and publishers, including Omiya Soft and Media Factory, reinforcing the collaborative effort behind this beloved title. This page serves as an evocative advertisement, perfectly complementing the previous page's detailed announcement of Culdecept 2 by visually representing the game's captivating world and gameplay elements. This page delves into the exciting world of broadband internet for the Dreamcast, featuring the Dorimaga connection team investigating the benefits of high-speed access. It highlights how the familiar dial-up connection, while functional, is slow and ties up the phone line, making the move to broadband essential for online gaming. The article focuses on services offered by ISAO, presenting their broadband start kits designed specifically for Dreamcast users. The page details 3 different broadband options: Fleets ISDN, Fleets ADSL, and XS ADSL, explaining the technology and speed differences compared to standard analog modems. Crucially, it points out that the Access ADSL service officially supports many Dreamcast games, specifically mentioning Phantasy Star Online, a flagship online title for the console. ISAO's start kits aim to simplify the transition, providing all necessary equipment like broadband adapters, cables, and the essential Dream Passport browser software. A clear photo shows the contents of one such kit, including the Dreamcast console itself, emphasizing the all-inclusive nature of the package. The article also lists the monthly costs and attractive initial prices for these kits, along with a limited-time cashback campaign to encourage adoption. This page effectively communicates the advantages of broadband for Dreamcast players and promotes ISABONU's user-friendly solution for getting online at higher speeds. This article reviews 3 broadband options for Dreamcast users: Fleets ISDN, Fleets ADSL, and XS ADSL. Fleets ISDN provides wide coverage and low cost, but offers slower speeds. Fleets ADSL is the fastest and cheapest initially, but has higher monthly fees and limited DC game support. Access ADSL boasts fast speeds and official DC game support, including Phantasy Star Online, but has limited service area. The article then pivots to cross-platform gaming. It mentions Sega's plans to connect Dreamcast, PS2, and PC games like Guru Guru Onsen 2 and Sakura Wars. The advent of broadband adapters for GameCube and PS2 and the Xbox's built-in adapter hints at cross-console online play. Finally, the piece heralds the broadband era, highlighting the importance of always-on connections for modern gaming. The ISAO kit is presented as a gateway to this new era, promising a smooth experience for online titles and general internet use, even offering a trial to entice users. This page dives into the world of psychological gaming with a manga-style review of The Shinri game. The comic follows the reviewer and their feline companion as they try out this unique title. Initially, playing it alone feels a bit cold, hinting it might not be a solo experience. However, bringing others in transforms the game, leading to lively reactions. The game appears to involve answering questions about love and relationships, prompting strong emotional responses from the characters, ranging from tears to outright anger at the game's analysis. It seems the fun, as depicted here, comes from witnessing the humorous and sometimes harsh psychological diagnoses the game delivers, particularly when played with friends. The reviewer learns that the correct way to enjoy it is perhaps by laughing at the misfortune of others, as the game reveals truths about their love lives. Character profiles introduce Kamimura Sachiko, described as an animator and illustrator who loves gaming deeply, and Orasama, a cat-like creature who seems to be the review partner. Overall, it's a quirky look at a party-focused psychology game on the Dreamcast, highlighting the chaotic fun it can create when played with others. This page features Fumio Kurokawa's column, where he uses the myth of Pandora's box as a metaphor to discuss the state and future of the gaming industry. He touches on how curiosity can unleash unforeseen outcomes, relating it to recent events. Kurokawa known for his work as a publicist, including for Virtua Fighter, ponders the direction the industry is heading. The page also includes game industry news headlines. A major highlight is the launch of the Game Boy Advance in the US by Nintendo of America on June 11th. Given the success of previous Game Boy models, the article questions who will dominate the handheld market in the coming years, especially with increasing competition from mobile phones and other handheld computing devices. Other news includes Konami winning a lawsuit in Korea, Sega commissioning development work in China, and Universal Studios Japan surpassing 2 million visitors. The column's theme of Pandora's Box seems to tie into the significant GBA launch and the uncertain future it represents for the handheld market. This page features new anime information, highlighting the upcoming OVA release of Alien 9. This series, based on Hitoshi Tomizawa's work, tells the story of 3 elementary school girls assigned to their school's alien countermeasure group in a near-future world where aliens are common. The first volume is scheduled for release on June 25th on both VHS and DVD. Related information includes the availability of the original Alien 9 comics and the launch of an official website dedicated to the anime and its world. The page also introduces the main characters Yuri, Kumi, and Kasumi, along with their teacher Megumi, giving a brief insight into their personalities and roles within the group. Additionally, the page features pickup segments highlighting upcoming broadcasts. There's a Hayao Miyazaki feature airing on CS and CATV channels ahead of the theatrical release of Spirited Away, which will include broadcasts of Detective Conan and Panda. Go Panda! Another pickup announces the first series of Ojamajo Doremi will begin airing daily on Animax starting July 23rd. This page presents a selection of upcoming VC and DVD video releases, covering a variety of anime series and OVAs. Featured titles include the romantic comedy Comic Party, the special edition Happy Lesson, Love Collection, and Ghost Stories, known as Gakko no Kaidan in Japan. Also highlighted are volumes or collections for action series like X-Driver, specifically Episode 4, the fantasy epic Vision of Escaflowne, Vision Point 2, the sci-fi mecha show Vandred, Volume 05, the first part of the Lord of Lords Reunite Memorial Box, and the Video Girl AI DVD Complete Box. These releases cover a mix of TV series and original video animations, offering fans various ways to collect their favorite anime. The page also has a CD pickup section, showcasing the first original soundtrack for Pre-Tier, The New Legend of Snow White, and a vocal album titled Caramel by Haruna Ikezawa. Finally, there's a news brief about the Animax website, highlighting its rich content related to anime broadcasting, including timetables and viewing information. This page features the 119th installment of the Samoshingu Yoshimatsu Geikiju, Something Yoshimatsu Theater, comic strip, titled Sega's Games Are the Best in the World. The comic humorously explores current gaming trends through the eyes of personified game consoles, initially a 32-bit system, and a character resembling the Dreamcast, which later morphs into a PlayStation 2. The characters discuss the resurgence of 2D games, noting their popularity and perceived novelty in contrast to complex 3D games. The comic then shifts tone, with one character proposing they embrace a new direction and proudly presenting the world's first 1D game. This turns out to be a real-world carnival game, a silver ball gun ice cream machine, where players shoot silver balls to win ice cream. The humor lies in the absurd contrast between the discussion of modern gaming technology and the reveal of this simple, linear, one-dimensional experience as the ultimate 1D game. The strip captures a playful commentary on the state and direction of the video game industry at the time. This page is a single-page feature titled Mokyu Mokyu Darkness Heaven Chronicle, Tentative, from the Comic Wonderland series by artist Makita Yoshiharu. The main focus is a large illustration of an original character, a young girl with twin tails in a black bikini, reflecting the summer theme mentioned in the accompanying text. The text acts as a brief essay from the artist. They note that while many readers might be engrossed in playing Phantasy Star Online version 2, a popular title on the Dreamcast, they themselves have been playing an eroge called Attract Tunak on PC, and also a Nobunaga's Ambition game. They admit to being somewhat behind the latest gaming trends. The artist also mentions playing online sometimes, possibly referring to Popso, and asks for kindness if encountered under the name Makinya at level 12. The bottom section identifies Makita Yoshiharu as a rising illustrator in the gal game genre, currently enjoying days filled with games. They mention the series features cute illustrations and essays about 3 characters, named Haruna, Kyuko, and Ayu, inviting continued support. It's a personal touch from the artist, sharing their current gaming habits and creative project. This page features manga artist Naoki Yamamoto in a segment titled Radical Communication. The focus is on his latest short story collection, Watching Too Much TV Makes You Stupid, and his evolving artistic approach. The article describes Yamamoto's work as a unique blend of eroticism, sadness, and charm. He discusses his motivation for drawing erotica, stating it stems from enjoyment rather than obligation, and reflects on the challenging nature of manga creation. The piece touches upon his debut in erotica magazines, under pen names like Moriyama 2 and Toyama Mori, and how his work has moved beyond solely erotic themes. He mentions his manga fragments, and feels his artistic purity is increasing. The profile section notes his birth year and late start in manga, after being involved in jazz, listing several of his significant works. The page includes a portrait of Naoki Yamamoto. No Dreamcast games or characters are featured on this page. This page features advertisements for strategy guides for 2 popular fighting games on Dreamcast. The first is a perfect guide for Ultimate Fighting Championship, covering both the Dreamcast and PlayStation versions. It promises thorough strategies for both stand-up and ground fighting, complete move lists and data for all characters, advice from experts like Emperor Kuroda, and details on unlocking secret fighters and mastering the Edit Fighter mode. The second guide is for Fire Pro Wrestling D, the complete, providing a full strategy to conquer the game. This extensive guide includes detailed system explanations suitable for beginners, complete move lists, and data for all 220 wrestlers, a comprehensive guide to the edit mode, and valuable data for experienced players. It even comes with a detachable appendix, featuring an operation list and a wrestler edit note. Both guides are a 5 size, packed with content, and were available for 1,800 yen plus tax. The bottom of the page lists the publisher, SoftBank Publishing, and their website, along with contact information and a link to ZDNet GameSpot. This survey postcard instructs readers to provide their name, address, and desired gift number on the front. The back contains a questionnaire to be completed using a black pen or pencil, 1 character per box. Key information includes writing numbers as Arabic numerals. The survey covers demographics, gender, age, school/occupation, magazine reading habits, opinions on the cover, preferred article topics, interesting articles from the current issue, hardware owned and planned purchases, and Dreamcast software planned for purchase. 3 tables provide lists of articles, hardware, and Dreamcast software titles referenced in the survey questions. Clear instructions and examples are provided to aid in completion. This page is dedicated to encouraging readers to become game creators. Under the headline, "Now is the time for the game industry. Aim to be a game creator." It addresses the current state of the industry, acknowledging that despite some negative reports, the field of activity for game creators is actually expanding. The article prompts readers, whether they are already knowledgeable or just starting out, to seriously consider their path in game development. It emphasizes that the dream of creating fun games is achievable, and that it would be a waste to give up due to perceived difficulties or negative news. The article promises a detailed look inside at the current state and future prospects of the industry. It mentions that the future of the industry lies in expanding the market globally and advancements in technology and content across various genres. As an interesting aside, it includes results from a survey of elementary school boys about desired professions, showing that game-related jobs ranked 14th among their choices, suggesting it's a career path kids are considering, alongside more traditional roles like athletes or police officers. It suggests that parents might even be supportive of their children aiming for the game industry as adults. Japanese game creators have conquered the world, with their consoles and software enjoying booming global popularity. Despite potential domestic sales dips, the industry flourishes by expanding its reach internationally. The enduring player base, fueled by both nostalgic Famicom-era gamers and new generations, ensures continued growth. Data reveals Japan's aggressive push into overseas markets, especially North America and Europe, in the late 90s. Iconic characters like Mario and Sonic exemplify this success. The impact is undeniable, with Japanese titles dominating the U.S. software charts in 1999. The article celebrates the industry's innovative spirit and its ability to create globally recognized entertainment, predicting continued expansion and new experiences for the world. This page features an interview with Keiji Honda, the president and CEO of Enix Corporation. The article is titled, "Those Who Know Japan and the World Firsthand Read Tomorrow Like This," and encourages people to aim to become game creators. Mr. Honda shares his perspective on the state and future of the game industry. He addresses concerns about market downturns, arguing that the industry isn't declining but rather shifting, highlighting the success of portable games like those on mobile phones. He emphasizes the importance of adaptability for survival, comparing it to evolution. He stresses that creating games is not like selling daily necessities. Products must be entertaining to sell. A key message for aspiring creators is to look clearly at what they want to express and their goals, stating that this is crucial. While technical skill is necessary, it's only a means to an end. He looks towards the global market, especially Asia, as a significant area for growth. The page includes a screenshot of Dragon Quest V2 and a battle scene from the Dreamcast version of Grandia 2, mentioning Enix's profile and their work, including the Dragon Quest series. The game industry is rapidly expanding globally, becoming a major entertainment force. It leverages expertise in visuals, music, and interactive communication, essential for future content on mobile and internet platforms. Events like E3 showcase this growth, highlighting new hardware and innovative visuals, including Japan's ongoing influence. Online gaming, exemplified by Phantasy Star Online, fosters global communities, connecting players worldwide. The article emphasizes PASO's large global membership and communication systems. Furthermore, games are successfully transitioning into other media, such as film. The Resident Evil movie franchise is presented as a successful adaptation, demonstrating games' evolution beyond their original platform. This page highlights the evolving landscape of the game industry, focusing on new hardware and the vital roles of game creators. Featured prominently are the latest generation consoles, the Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Game Boy Advance, representing the cutting edge of gaming technology at the time and signifying a major shift in the market. The article then delves into the various positions within game development, outlining key roles such as producer, programmer, designer, planner, and sound engineer, and highlighting the essential skills or traits needed for each, like a producer needing experience in negotiation skills, or a designer requiring foundational drawing ability. It stresses that while new hardware is exciting, it's the software and the creativity of the game creators that truly bring experiences to life. The industry needs skilled creators with fresh ideas. Finally, the page discusses game schools as a path to becoming a creator, detailing what these specialized schools offer, including practical training and industry knowledge, and provides points to consider when choosing a school, such as available courses, facilities, job placement rates, and school atmosphere. This page presents the National Game School Guide 2002, following up on the previous discussion about becoming a game creator. It highlights that Japan is full of game schools from north to south and encourages anyone interested in the field to explore them by checking their websites or calling for information. The guide focuses specifically on game-related courses, noting the number of students per course in parentheses, and advising that the list isn't exhaustive, suggesting further research for branch or sister schools. The page then provides a comprehensive list of various specialized schools across Japan dedicated to game development. While listing each school individually isn't necessary, the featured institutions collectively offer a wide array of courses aimed at aspiring game creators. These include programs in game programming, game graphics, game design, planning, digital sound, CG animation, scenario writing, and overall game creation. Many schools boast features like industry collaboration, practical training using the latest equipment, focus on job placement, and specialized curriculum developed with industry input. The variety shows that dedicated paths exist for those looking to enter the competitive game development world. A link is also provided for a web version of this guide on GameSpot. This page continues the National Game School Guide 2002, presenting a directory of specialized schools across Japan for aspiring game creators. From Tokyo to Osaka, Nagoya, Hiroshima, Fukuoka, and even Okinawa, numerous institutions offer dedicated programs. The guide highlights a wide array of courses covering essential areas like game programming, design, digital graphics, 3D and CG animation, planning, character creation, and sound. Many schools emphasize practical training with industry-standard equipment and strong connections to the game industry, aiming to equip students with the skills needed for professional careers. The variety of programs underscores the many paths available for individuals looking to enter the competitive world of game development in Japan. The next page features an advertisement presented as a narrative, continuing the theme of game education from the previous page by highlighting Vantan Computer Academy, titled Try 2001 Summer Seminar. It focuses on the summer experience study, encouraging aspiring game creators to learn through play, learn while playing. The page follows the potential journey of a student named Shingo Higashihata, illustrating how the path to becoming a creator begins by simply trying. The story unfolds in 6 scenes, starting with Shingo questioning his future as a high school senior, despite his friends pursuing traditional paths. Scene 2 reveals his deep love for games and his desire to create them. Scene 3 shows him wondering how to start, realizing he needs to choose a school, and discovering Vantan's summer seminar. Scene 4 provides details on how to request a free information pamphlet via postcard or online, and lists contact information, including a phone number and website. Scenes 5 and 6 depict his positive experience at the seminar, quickly making friends and experiencing game production firsthand, leading to his decision to enroll at Vantan to become a game creator alongside his new friends. The page effectively uses a personal story to promote the seminar as a practical first step for anyone passionate about entering the game industry. The next page is an advertisement for the Vantan Summer Seminar, a fantastic opportunity for anyone looking to get into the game industry. It breaks down various essential roles you can explore. The Game Planner course is all about originating game ideas and seeing them through to completion, teaching planning and presentation skills crucial for pitching concepts. If you're visually oriented, the Game Graphic course dives into creating all forms of game art, from 2D to 3D CG, guided by pros. For those who love the technical side, the Game Program course teaches you the fundamental interaction between computers and programming. Sound is key to immersion, and the Game Sound course highlights its importance, letting you experience the work of a sound creator. Lastly, the Game Writer course focuses on crafting game narratives and related content, building writing, directing, and communication abilities. This seminar runs across multiple sessions in August, offering a full day of learning experience. Applying is straightforward. You start by requesting an information pamphlet. There's also a special bonus. Eligible participants receive a PlayStation software title focused on becoming a game creator. Contact details like a phone number and website are provided for more information. The page also briefly outlines the full range of courses Vantan Computer Academy offers for the 2002 academic year, covering various specializations in game and digital content creation. This page is an advertisement for the Digital Entertainment Academy, a game school founded by 23 leading game and it-related companies, including industry giants like Atlus, Capcom, Sega, Sony, Nintendo, Konami, listed as Koei, Square, Taito, Namco, Hudson, and Bandai. The school emphasizes practical training, allowing students to use the same development hardware as professionals, including platforms like PlayStation 2 and WonderSwan. They are also at the forefront of teaching mobile phone game development. Located in the heart of game culture in Shinjuku, DIFA offers various courses, including graphic design, program expert, and a master course, some with accelerated options. The school boasts impressive student achievements, with DISA students dominating the top awards, including the Excellence Award, at the 3rd CESA Amateur Game Awards for their game, Disc Upper. Prospective students can request a free school guide and video, or attend a school briefing session held regularly at the Shinjuku campus and regionally across Japan. The school is actively recruiting students for the 2002 academic year. This page features an advertisement for another specialized school, Trident, offering programs aimed at the digital and game industries. The ad's central message is that feeling uncertain is actually proof that you truly desire to pursue something. Trident offers 2 main branches, a computer specialized school and a design specialized school. The computer school has departments covering game science, focusing on programming and planning, CG specialist, teaching 3D CG animation and game CG design, and computer graphics and sound creator departments. The design school offers game personigram design, including character and digital sound aspects, as well as graphic design. The computer school is noted as a partner school with Digital Hollywood, suggesting a connection to industry standard training. The ad provides contact information for requesting materials and making inquiries. This page is an advertisement for the Amusement Media Academy, another specialized school for those looking to break into creative industries like games and animation. Similar to the Trident ad we just saw, they boast an impressive industry employment rate of 92.4% based on their 2000 fiscal year results. The school offers various departments including game creator, with courses in program, graphic, and planning, CG visual, animation, voice actor and talent, drama and talent, vocal and talent, comic, and novel writing. They highlight that practical, specialized education is key, and that their school is unique. Featured prominently are testimonials from several students, many from the game program or CG visual courses, sharing positive experiences about how the trial sessions and dedicated instructors helped them realize their dreams and find their career paths. They emphasize the support provided by professional instructors, staff, and current students. The Academy has campuses in Tokyo and Osaka and offers trial sessions with specific dates listed for July. Contact information for inquiries and requesting materials is also provided. The next page is an advertisement for Nishizawa Academy, promoting an information session. Similar to the previous page, it highlights specialized training and facilities. This ad specifically showcases their use of high-end equipment like the Onyx 2 centigram supercomputer and virtual reality gear, including cyber gloves and virtual glasses, stating these are key tools. They outline essential training areas for CG production, such as 3D digitizing, motion capture, virtual studios, and non-linear editing. The school offers a variety of departments covering fields relevant to media and technology, including multimedia, specifically mentioning CG and game, information processing, network, digital creator, CG animation, broadcasting electronics, and IT business. The ad provides contact information and a website for their campus in Osaka. This page is a reader survey and giveaway from SoftBank Publishing, asking for reader feedback to improve the magazine. In return for participating, readers have a chance to win various prizes. The top prizes include a Sony Vaio Notebook PC with a CDRW/DVD docking station, an Olympus digital camera, a Palm PDA, a Panasonic DVD player, and a Sharp MD headphone player. Other prizes feature a JTB travel voucher, a Game Boy Advance handheld console, a beer server, and a Nobon cushion. Those who don't win one of the main prizes have a double chance to win a book voucher. Readers can participate via the internet on the Aquatnet website using the keyword MOMO, by mail or by fax. The deadline for entry is August 6, 2001. This page contains the actual reader survey form for the giveaway competition. It's a detailed questionnaire designed to gather information about the magazine's readership. The questions cover a wide range of topics, starting with reader demographics like occupation, hobbies, and monthly allowance. It then delves into their gaming habits, asking about console ownership, listing machines from the current Dreamcast and PS2 era, back to the Super Famicom and Saturn, plus PC, Xbox, and handhelds like Game Boy and WonderSwan. They want to know how many games readers buy or rent, and what genres they enjoy, touching on RPGs, action, simulation, fighting games, and more. The survey also probes internet and mobile phone usage, asking where readers connect and what services they use, including gaming content. Finally, it asks about their reading habits related to the magazine itself, how often they read it, who else reads it, why they buy it, and what other gaming magazines they might read. Below the questionnaire is the section for reader contact information required to enter the giveaway, requesting name, address, phone, email, age, gender, and marital status. This is clearly the direct entry point for readers to participate in the competition detailed on the previous page by providing their valuable feedback. This page is dedicated to promoting a series of guidebooks for the popular Let's Make a Soccer Team series on Dreamcast. Presented as a grand special 3-part series, these books are designed to help players perfectly support their club and lead it to become the strongest. The first book is the Player Encyclopedia, an ultimate database featuring extensive information on over 5,000 players, hundreds of managers, and scouts. It systematically organizes abilities and even reveals details like potential scout connections and player comments. Next is the Strategy X Fanbook, offering deep strategy tips, curated player data, and insights into real soccer. It also includes results from an internet survey and features a special Great Encyclopedia, blending essential gameplay guidance with fan-focused content. Completing the set is the Complete Guide, which provides an in-depth analysis of the game's core elements: management, player development, team strategy, and personnel. It details key points for raising players and offers tactical advice for matches and system compatibility. All 3 essential guides for mastering the simulation depth of Let's Make a Soccer Team are highlighted as currently selling well. This page kicks off a special multi-part series dedicated to Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, focusing on the voice cast of the Paris Flower Division and offering in-depth character strategies. This first installment dives into Erika Fontaine, featuring her voice actress, Noriko Hidaka. The page includes an interview with Hidaka-san, where she shares her experiences voicing Erika and her history with the Sakura Wars series, discussing how the role fits her. There are also gameplay screenshots showing Erika and interaction scenes from the game, including the lip system. The feature promises a character-specific Dorimaga Ultimate Strategy Guide and a special present offer, making it a must-read for fans looking to revisit or master Sakura Wars 3. It's clear this series aims to provide a fresh look at the beloved characters and mechanics of the game. This page continues the special feature on Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, delving deeper into the voice actress Noriko Hidaka and a strategy guide for her character, Erika Fontaine. The main section features a continuation of the interview with Noriko Hidaka. She talks about what Erika Fontaine means to her now, expressing a strong desire to play the role again, and noting how Sakura Wars-related items have increased in her life recently. Below the interview is a section titled, To Date Such an Erika. This is the Erika strategy route. It breaks down key moments in the game for building trust and affection with Erika. The guide focuses on the first episode, The City of Flowers in Europe, highlighting the European Exposition event as crucial for Erika's first appearance and raising her trust level. It also details the timing lips system responses that affect later messages. Another point covered is the Chanowar stage in episode 2, explaining the analog lips interaction there and its impact on trust. The page also features a special present giveaway for magazine readers, offering prizes signed by Noriko Hidaka and the Paris Flower Division voice cast. The prizes include a folded poster from Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, and signed telecards. The images show the prizes and photos of Noriko Hidaka. It's a great way for fans to get closer to the cast and game. The next page dives deeper into the Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? Strategy guide, specifically focusing on building rapport with Erika Fontaine during the game's first episode. This comprehensive walkthrough details the critical events and the correct lips dialogue choices needed to increase Erika's trust and affection level. The guide is broken down by time slots and locations, such as the record store, church, cafe, and market, presenting the specific interactions that occur in each place. For every event, it lists the available dialogue options and clearly indicates whether choosing them will raise or lower Erika's trust. It also includes notes on specific actions required, like clicking certain parts of the screen during lip sequences, and explains how these actions influence the outcome. This section serves as an essential roadmap for players aiming to get closer to Erika, ensuring they don't miss key opportunities to strengthen their bond through carefully chosen responses and actions in these crucial early game moments. This page continues the in-depth guide for Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, keeping the focus squarely on building trust with Erika Fontaine. It expands the walkthrough to cover various locations and critical moments, including how specific actions during combat events impact your relationship. The guide details interactions in places like Tertre Square and the operations room, outlining the best lips choices to make. It also highlights unique events during battles, explaining that destroying enemies can lower trust, while saving allies or making key decisions during boss fights can significantly improve it. It transitions into Chapter 2, introducing the Cute Magician section and providing a detailed walkthrough for the initial free movement phase. This section covers specific time slots and locations, like Ogami's room, the church, the bridge, and the police station, explaining the unique events and lips choices that occur in each, all designed to help players maximize their rapport with Erika. Adding a personal touch, there's a segment featuring someone named Hidaka-san, who shares their experience playing the game and mentions that their first playthrough was dedicated to getting closer to Erika, reinforcing her prominence in the game. This page provides essential strategic information, ensuring players navigate both dialogue and combat effectively to strengthen their bond with Paris's most angelic diva. The next page continues the comprehensive guide for Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, delving deeper into Chapter 2 events focused on building trust with Erica Fontaine. It acts as a flowchart, detailing various locations and interactions during the free movement phases and specific events. The guide covers navigating through the market, the dressing room during the circus event, and various locations during the second free movement period, like the VIP room and Okarigami's apartment, explaining how different lips choices affect Erica's trust level. It also outlines crucial events, such as helping Kokoliko at the circus, making decisions in the infirmary regarding Kokoliko's entry into the flower division, and responding correctly at the police station and operations room. Even battle events are covered, showing how actions during minor enemy fights and proximity to Erica's unit during boss battles can influence her trust. Adding a personal perspective, voice actress Noriko Hidaka shares her thoughts. She mentions being surprised by Ohagami's coolness in the game compared to his usual image, and finding the combined attack featuring Ohagami and Kokoliko riding a lion hilarious. This highlights memorable moments from the game's presentation. The page provides essential details for players aiming to maximize their bond with Erica by making the right choices throughout Chapter 2. The next page continues the deep dive into Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning?, shifting the focus to Chapter 3 titled The Beautiful Pirate Daughter. This section acts as a comprehensive guide for navigating the events and interactions within this chapter to build reliability with Erica Fontaine. It meticulously maps out the 2 free movement periods, detailing specific time slots and locations like the Grand Hall, Pink Flower Parlor, Kitchen, and Courtyard during the first block, and later the church, bar, kitchen, and hangar during the second. For each location, the guide outlines specific events and the corresponding lips choices available, clearly indicating which responses will positively impact Erica's trust. Beyond the standard free movement, the guide highlights critical story events, including specific incidents in the Grand Hall at designated times, and strategic moments in the operations room. It even covers combat events, noting how actions during battles against minor enemies can lead to Erica taking damage from assets or disarmament devices, which triggers unique battle events. Adding a personal touch, voice actress Noriko Hidaka shares her favorite scene from Chapter 3, the moment Oanagami and Erica help Rallier, expressing her fondness for Erica being depicted as Rallier's sole understanding figure. This page provides crucial details for players looking to maximize their bond with Erica as they progress through Chapter 3's challenges and story beats. This guide focuses on Chapter 4 of Sakura Wars 3, The Thief is the Scent of Roses, and how to build trust with Erica Fontaine. The chapter introduces Lobelia Carlini as a potential new member. Key events involve 2 free movement periods. The first highlights interactions with Erica in the library and storage room, with double lip sequences influencing trust. The second period focuses on Lobelia's prison escape, including rescuing Erica in the corridor and Cell No. 2 via specific lips choices. The guide also covers story points like discussing Lobelia's recruitment, visiting her, and the aftermath of her escape. It details events like the dining mode and the Rouge Art Museum defense, emphasizing how lips choices during these segments impact Erica's trust. The guide promises a perfect route for Erica and teases the next issue's focus on Glycine Bloomer. This page features the 7th installment of a column titled Regardez cette merveille issue de la technologie, which focuses on mechanical designs. This entry specifically dives into the creation of the Kubuf units from Sakura Wars 3. The page includes interviews with Mika Akitaka, the mechanical illustrator, Akira Nishino, the game director, and Takaharu Terada, the battle part planning chief from Overworks. They discuss the design process for the Kubuf ring in Sakura Wars 3, highlighting how it differed from previous games, where the designs were simpler due to hardware limitations. On the Dreamcast, they could incorporate more detailed models and animations, allowing for more variations in weapons and actions, even overcoming initial limitations on movement. They touch upon the evolution from basic color changes to more distinct forms and paint schemes for each character's unit. The page showcases 3 specific Kubu F units: Ichiro Ogami's Captain unit, Erica Fontaine's unit, and Glycine Bloomer's unit. Ogami's unit is noted for its distinctive large wireless equipment. Erica's red unit features a double-barreled 20mm machine gun and detailed knee joints. Glycine's blue unit is shown from the rear, highlighting intricate details like the flywheel and rear latch. These illustrations showcase the increased level of detail achieved for the mechs in Sakura Wars 3, reflecting the expanded capabilities offered by the Dreamcast hardware. The inclusion of Erica and Glycine's units directly follows their introduction and focus in the previous page's walkthrough. This page continues the in-depth look at the sharp mechanical designs featured in Sakura Wars 3. with interviews from mechanical illustrator Mika Akitaka, game director Akira Nishino, and battle part planning chief Takaharu Terada. They delve further into the process behind creating the detailed Kubu F units, contrasting the capabilities of the Dreamcast with previous hardware generations, which allowed for more intricate designs, animations, and weapon variations. The discussion covers design philosophies, inspirations drawn from real-world vehicles, and the effort put into making the mechs look and feel impactful in the game. The page showcases 3 more distinct Kubu F units and their pilots. Featured are Kokliko's unit, equipped with a magical horn that also functions as a weapon, Lobelia Carlini's unit, notable for its sharp scissor hand, and Hanabi Kitaoji's unit, featuring a machine bowgun. Each illustration highlights the unique design elements tailored to the character. A small comic strip titled Nyan 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 is also included, featuring cats in a Parisian setting, adding a touch of lightheartedness. Finally, there is a note teasing the appearance of the Kubu F2 in upcoming issues. This page showcases the official guidebook for the acclaimed RPG, Grandia 2. The main focus is a vibrant illustration featuring the game's core cast: Ryudo the Geohound, Elena the Songstress, the Mysterious Millennia, the Beastman Moreg, the young Prince Roan, and the automaton Tio, alongside the massive beast Zira. The page highlights that this Grandia 2 official setting material collection contains secret production materials, all publicly released, and covers the world of the eternal masterpiece Grandia 2. It's described as being fully supported by the Game Arts production staff. The book is a 4-size, 176 pages, priced at 2,800 yen, excluding tax. It is edited by Nobuyuki Shioda and Seeps Project, with the cover illustration by Yuji Kanu. Smaller images around the main artwork show examples of content from the guide, including character sections, Ryudo, Elena, sub-characters, world sections focusing on locations and the divine entity Fuedeos, a monster section, music staff interviews, a Grandia illustration gallery, animation sections, and a story section. This guide seems comprehensive, offering a deep dive into the game's development, art, and lore, perfect for fans who want to explore every facet of Grandia 2. The publisher is listed as SoftBank Publishing. This page dives into the upcoming Dreamcast title, Pachislot Teu Dream Slot Hiwa SP, Provisional. This marks the 16th entry in the Pachislot Teu series, finally making its debut on the Dreamcast. What's particularly exciting is the Network Pachislo feature, allowing players to earn prizes based on their performance using the Dreamcast's online capabilities. The game includes helpful features like a lecture mode for beginners and a challenge mode aimed at more experienced players, helping them hone skills like identifying bonus flags and maximizing payouts. The magazine highlights the 3 popular slot machines featured in this title, all from the manufacturer Hiwa: Edo Sakura Fubuki 2, Lupin III, and Exhaust. They mention Exhaust is a newer machine as of spring 2001, suggesting it offers a fresh challenge for fans. Screenshots show the distinct themes and reels of each machine. A major draw is the Dorasuro Net Taikai event, where accumulating coins is key to winning prizes. The minimum requirement to exchange for prizes is 1,000 coins, with different prize tiers starting from that amount. Skillful play can lead to significant coin accumulation and earning prizes. The page also includes pointers to other game previews and guides within the magazine. This page serves as a comprehensive pre-release look at the highly anticipated trading card board game, Culdecept 2, for the Dreamcast. As a follow-up to the original, this title promises intricate gameplay and a deep system, with a major focus on its robust network features. The article highlights the various online activities players can engage in. Communication is key, allowing players to register on the official All Culdecept Players Network site to chat and share data like custom books and AI characters. The most exciting part is the online battle mode, which requires a small license fee to access. Battles are possible even with standard analog lines, although broadband is mentioned as compatible despite lacking official support. Chatting during these online matches adds a fun social element. Beyond battling, the game includes a maintenance mode. This is where you refine your strategies by editing your books, decks, and even customizing AI character behavior. These personalized creations can then be easily shared with friends via email or uploaded to the official site, making data exchange a core part of the experience. The game details box notes. It's a trading card board game developed by Omiya Soft and published by Media Factory, set for release on July 12th for 6,800 yen. Pre-ordering offers a bonus of both a downloadable in-game card and a physical real card. This page makes it clear that Culdecept 2 on the Dreamcast is designed for both deep strategic play and extensive online interaction. This page explains how to get started with Culdecept 2 DC's online mode. First, you must purchase a usage license using Dorim, the Dreamcast's digital currency. This is done via the official Culdecept second support page. The license costs 400 Dorim for 30 days or 1,000 Dorim for 90 days. Once licensed and registered on the network, you connect to the online servers, visualized as towers, on Indane's Island. These towers house different floors catering to various player levels, like beginners or those seeking ranked matches. Within these floors, you can create battle rooms, customize detailed game rules such as HP limits, lap counts, and starting magic before engaging in matches. A fantastic feature is the ability to chat with opponents not just before but also during the game, adding a social layer to the strategic battles. Finding friends online is simplified with the Scepter Tag system, which lets you register and easily locate specific players on the network. This page clearly outlines the path to online play, from acquiring the license to enjoying matches and interacting with others. This page dives deep into the new and revised elements of Culdecept 2. It highlights the addition of over 100 new cards, including returning favorites and new types like the Idol series, which have map-wide effects. The page details new card abilities, such as overall ability affecting the entire map, territory ability allowing spell use via command, return for reusable cards like the Phoenix, and penetration/support for modifying damage or creature stats. Significant rule changes and additions are covered, making the game more engaging. These include clearer rules for creature summoning and types, tournament-style time limits, and the exciting Alliance rule for cooperative team battles, where allied players combine magic and avoid paying tolls on each other's land. New map elements like the bridge for quick travel between areas, and the Fortune Teller's Tent, allowing players to draw cards from specific categories upon landing, are also introduced. Finally, the page discusses the robust Scepter player data exchange system. Players can trade valuable data, like custom AI character settings, shared game rules for custom matches, their virtual books, card deck compositions, and even battle replays. This feature allows players to share strategies, learn from stronger opponents by examining their books, and fosters a vibrant community beyond just direct battles. The page shows the book information screen, illustrating the kind of data that can be exchanged. This page shifts focus to the story mode of Culdecept 2, Dreamcast, promising a narrative with increased depth. It introduces the divine premise. The god Cauldre oversees creation, but a shadowy figure named Jumini emerges, aiming to usurp Cauldre's place across the universe. To counter this, Cauldre dispatches the creature Goligan to Earth in search of Jumini. The story then details Goligan's arrival and his encounter with the protagonist, a seemingly normal person who gets caught up in a confrontation with a bounty hunter scepter named Ryvern. Despite Ryvern's overconfidence, the protagonist demonstrates surprising power, easily defeating him in battle. Recognizing the protagonist's potential as a true scepter, Goligan decides to travel with them, beginning their journey together to find Jumini. Screenshots depict these key story moments, including character interactions and the victorious battle against Ryvern. Additionally, the page highlights a pre-order campaign offering exclusive benefits, including a downloadable Leonite card and various physical rare cards depending on where the game is purchased. Finally, it announces the upcoming launch of a Culdecept corner in the magazine, inviting fans to contribute illustrations and opinions. This page focuses on the upcoming release of Tizen Net Gimmick, Capcom vs. Psikyo All-Stars, highlighting that its release is just 1 week away. The feature spotlights several characters from Psikyo's popular arcade titles. We see profiles for Eunice and Kaide from Sengoku Blade, Barnasu and Yuan Nang from Gunbird, Taro from Tenshi no Fiddle, and Harry from Fallen Angels. The article emphasizes checking the latest information just before release, noting that the character introductions seem endless and surprising. Beyond the large character roster, the game boasts online versus play and character editing, with seemingly infinite variations, adding significant replay value. An emergency announcement reveals the Dorimaga Cup tournament is scheduled, aiming to find the strongest player. This confirms competitive play is a major focus. Release details confirm the game is for Dreamcast, developed by Capcom and Psikyo, and was released on June 28. The page stresses that the character roster and quality are among the best for a mahjong game, which NetGimmick's core gameplay is based on, and the extensive customization allows players to create unique characters for online battles. This page continues the look at Taisen NetGimmick, Capcom vs. Psikyo All-Stars, giving players a detailed breakdown of the game modes available leading up to its release. The offline experience features sparring modes, where you can challenge characters from either the Capcom or Psikyo rosters. Winning matches depends on depleting the opponent's points or taking 3 rounds, offering distinct challenges. The online mode, dubbed Hager and Chan Fight, is where the real competition lies. Players can create custom characters and battle others online, earning points to unlock customization parts and climbing the ranks. As a reward for victory, defeating characters in the offline sparring modes unlocks illustrations in a special gallery, offering a visual treat for fans. The page also highlights some of the heavy hitters joining from the Capcom side, including iconic fighters from the Street Fighter universe, such as Balrog, Japanese name Bison, Birdie, Rolento, Akondon, E. Honda, and the brainwashed dolls, Junie and Julie. This diverse lineup from 2 legendary developers promises a unique take on mahjong battles. This page dives into the upcoming Capcom title, Heavy Metal Geomardix, a 3D fighting action game released on July 12th. The page features a large illustration of the game's diverse cast. The key to mastering this game, according to the article, is understanding each character's abilities and how weapons and items picked up in the field can enhance their performance. Knowing which characters excel with certain weapons or fighting styles is crucial for gaining an advantage in battle. The page provides profiles for several fighters, including Hound, Sarge, Slash, Zeus, Stab, Duke, Dai, Lance, Phantom, Mayfly, and Talbot. Each profile highlights their unique traits and preferred combat methods, along with ratings for speed, power, and vitality. For instance, Hound is a standard type good at close to stemide range, while Zeus is a power-focused warrior with strong attacks, like a devastating kick and bazooka. Stab specializes in long-range missile attacks. This breakdown helps players choose a character that fits their preferred strategy. The game supports both offline and online play for up to 4 players, promising intense battles. This page continues showcasing Heavy Metal Geomardix, emphasizing how crucial weapon usage is to change the flow of battle, even allowing characters with lower base stats to compete. It details a variety of weapons and items available in the game, such as the handgun, shotgun, sniper rifle, homing missile, flamethrower, laser rifle, and various traps and support items like the Life Up and jetpack, briefly explaining their effects and utility in combat. The page also highlights a team pickup feature, focusing on specific factions like the 323 agents, and individually profiling characters Phantom and Mayfly, who were introduced on the previous page, along with Talbot, a powerful android. Finally, an upcoming online network battle event, sponsored by Capcom and Dorimaga, is announced, detailing a rematch between the development team and the magazine, and recruiting readers to join the fight, with more information promised in the following issue. This page dives into Gaia Master, Kessen Seiki Ou Densetsu, a board game published by Capcom, releasing on June 28th for 5,800 yen, supporting 1 to 4 players. The goal is to roll dice, move around the board, and become the richest by a set number of turns. The core gameplay involves acquiring land by buying empty spaces or winning battles for occupied ones, and building shops on your property to significantly increase tax income from rivals. Building shops also provides battle advantages. There are 6 distinct shop types, offering various benefits like obtaining weapon cards, boosting income, recovering HP, or improving combat effectiveness. Adding further depth, the board features 10 different types of special spaces that trigger various effects, such as granting items, initiating events, imposing taxes, forcing specific movements, or allowing collection of pooled funds. The page features screenshots showcasing the game board, character movement, battles, and the different shop types, giving a clear overview of this strategic board game experience. The next page delves deeper into Gaia Master, Kessen Seiki Ou Densetsu, explaining the various ways to engage with the game. It highlights 2 primary play modes: the single-player story mode, which features multiple story branches offering significant replayability, and the versus mode for multiplayer action, supporting formats like Battle Royale where everyone competes, and Tag Battle for 2v2 team play, playable under normal or quick rules. Characters aren't just pawns, they have unique abilities, like a favored weapon type that increases critical hit chances, and special lucky abilities, such as Agate's Magic Attack Boost. A key mechanic is the weapon card system. These cards level up through battles and mission clears, becoming more powerful with frequent use. The path to victory often involves conflict, specifically challenging opponents on their land to battle. Winning these duels transfers ownership of the land, but initiating a battle requires HP, introducing a strategic risk, because losing forces you to pay healing costs, which your opponent receives. Collecting cards is paramount. Both event cards that influence the board state with effects like tax changes or movement aids, and weapon cards are essential for efficient growth. You can strategically use multiple event cards at once. Battles are fast-paced, lasting exactly 3 turns, with the winner determined by who has the most HP remaining. Screenshots show character art for Agate and Megu, battle sequences, and the card selection process. Gundam Battle Online Standalone Mode, a single-player experience, allows players to relive the one-year war as either the Earth Federation or Principality of Zeon. The Zeon campaign features 9 stages, while the Federation campaign has 4. Gameplay involves choosing a faction, creating units with diverse pilot specializations, infantry, shooting, sniping, anti-ohms, and strategically positioning fleets on a map. When fleets clash, real-time mobile suit battles commence. Victory hinges on pilot skill, a rock-paper-scissors mechanic where infantry counters shooting, shooting counters sniping, and sniping counters infantry. The game is a real-time simulation and supports one player offline with online multiplayer for up to 4 players. In Gundam Battle Online's campaign, players command either the Principality of Zeon or the Earth Federation. Zeon players begin by seizing a crucial supply route to Earth, battling Federation forces on a strategic hex map, with mobile suits led by a Musai-class cruiser. The goal is to control key areas. Federation players start by intercepting a retreating Zeon fleet, using a Salamis-class cruiser with mobile suits, including the RX-78-2 Gundam, to destroy transport ships. Although surrounded, the enemy fleet is depicted as under-equipped. Both sides' introductory missions take place in Earth orbit, offering a blend of strategic fleet command and real-time mobile suit combat, setting the tone for the one-year war campaign. The map aids strategic understanding. This page features Inoue Ryuko Roommate, an adventure game about living with a girl, described as a remake of a Sega Saturn version with rich new elements. The article highlights the premise. After failing university entrance exams, the protagonist lives alone in a friend of his father's house while the family is away. This seemingly perfect environment for studying is interrupted when Inoue Ryuko arrives. The game lets you experience cohabitation with Ryuko through player choices. These choices, appearing during conversations or actions, influence how the story unfolds and lead to different endings. The article emphasizes that the number of choices varies, and they significantly impact the outcome. Screenshots illustrate key moments, showing Ryuko in different settings like the kitchen, classroom, and relaxing at home. The text also describes Ryuko as a serious hard worker who can be shy and cries easily, but is fundamentally cheerful and romantic. While good at English, she struggles with math. The article points out how the initial awkwardness of living together fades, as Ryuko's bright personality helps the protagonist adjust, and shared daily activities become their new norm. The examples show how different dialogue choices lead to distinct scene outcomes, demonstrating the depth of the narrative branching. This page continues the look at Datum Polystar's Dreamcast title, Inoue Ryuko Roommate, an adventure game focused on building a relationship with your new cohabitant. Beyond Ryuko herself, the page introduces other key characters who will play a role in the protagonist's life. Nakayama Ri is Ryuko's best friend and a confidant, described as lively and straightforward, who also happens to be in the tennis club. Despite being popular, she's currently in a relationship. We also meet Yagisawa Megumi, a classmate of Ryuko's. Megumi is portrayed as cheerful, honest, and someone who easily gets along with everyone. She often spends time with Ryuko's and Ryuko, visiting their homes after school. The article highlights the potential for making new memories with these characters, emphasizing the heart-fluttering encounters and shared daily life depicted in the screenshots, including scenes of homemade cooking and conversations. It positions Ryuko as a potentially perfect partner, hinting at the romantic possibilities. The game is confirmed as a romance-adventure genre title for the Dreamcast, developed by Datum Polystar, and was set for release on July 5th. For collectors, the first print run includes trading cards, adding an extra incentive. This page takes a look at Yume no Tsubasa, also known by its subtitle, Fate of Heart. While set in the present day, the game evokes a strong sense of nostalgia. This feature focuses heavily on the bonus content added to the Dreamcast version compared to its PlayStation counterpart. Highlighted is the Shizuku Story If, a parallel storyline that explores the subtle differences between the main heroine, Shizuku, appearing as a resident in the main game, and an If version, where she is a childhood friend. Screenshots show character portraits and scenes from this alternate path. Another bonus is the Yuki Story Happy Tomorrow, featuring Aya Koji, framed as the school idol. This section details a confession scene involving her and the protagonist, hinting at relationship drama and potential romantic outcomes. The article also emphasizes the extensive graphical updates, noting that over 20 pieces of character art have been redrawn, and existing event scenes have been revised for the Dreamcast port. Comparison screenshots illustrate the improved look. Finally, there's a brief note about a present campaign celebrating the game's release, offering items like voice actor-signed colored paper and school calendars. This page continues the feature on Yume no Tsubasa Fate of Heart, delving into additional stories and bonus content. The Utuka Stories segment describes a scenario where the divine wish-granting power is transferred, highlighting interactions between characters and suggesting a tale where everyone's wishes might come true. It also prominently mentions a bonus green drum included with the initial production run, featuring a promotional demo for the upcoming romance adventure title, Memories Off Second, showcasing event scenes and noting it as a key release to anticipate. The Shinano story section introduces the character Shinano, apparently prone to misfortune. This story seems to be an epilogue to the main game, depicting a meeting with the protagonist in a cafe and hinting at relationship complications and potential drama. Furthermore, the article details the game's bonus content, particularly the inclusion of download files. These are key files and append scenarios for previously released kid titles, like Memories Off Complete, Never 7, The End of Infinity, and Close to. This is a significant bonus, allowing players to unlock hidden elements and enjoy additional story content for these popular titles without needing a network connection, greatly increasing the value proposition. The page also spotlights Memories Off Complete, Never 7, and Close to themselves as titles that have scored highly with readers, providing brief descriptions for each, including character relationships and story premises. This page focuses on Super Puzzle Fighter 2X for matching service, bringing the beloved puzzle game with fighting game characters to online play on the Dreamcast. The core gameplay is explained as matching colorful gems and using special crash gems to clear blocks, sending Ojama gems to disrupt your opponent. The true fun lies in the network battles facilitated by the matching service. The game provides a network lobby with various options for finding opponents, including entering match rooms, engaging in unranked matches, searching for specific players, and a special mode for beginners that automatically finds suitable opponents. You can also check your personal battle statistics. An exciting confirmation is that the hidden characters, namely Akuma, Dan, and Devilat, are playable not only against the CPU, but also in online network matches, adding more variety to competitive play. The article also hints at new puzzle rules, Puzzle Y and Puzzle Z, which promise to keep the gameplay fresh. The overall online experience is highlighted as easy and accessible, allowing players to quickly find rivals and dive into intense puzzle battles. Screenshots show the fast-paced gem action and the online menu interface. This page dives into the world of Candy Stripe, a love adventure game. The focus here is a detailed look at Nozomi Ukai, one of the heroines. Described as a reliable senior nurse, she's portrayed as having a bright and cheerful personality. So much so that the article asks if she's an idol to the patients. The page showcases Nozomi in several outfits, including her nurse uniform, a casual summer dress, a swimsuit, and a winter jacket ensemble, highlighting her various looks and potentially different scenarios in the game. Personal data for Nozomi is summarized, covering her profession, physical attributes like height and measurements, birthday, and blood type. There's also an interview with Haruka Nagami, the voice actress for Nozomi. She shares her impression of the character, finding Nozomi's cheerful nature and love for karaoke to be similar to herself. She also comments on the role being her first time voicing a nurse and leaves a message for the fans, expressing her hope that players will be energized by Nozomi. Screenshots include character portraits, a scene from the game showing Nozomi interacting with the protagonist, and a photo of the voice actress in a recording booth. Basic game information like its genre, ADV, and development status, 60% complete, are also noted. The overall presentation provides a good look at one of Candy Stripe's key characters and the game's atmosphere. This guide offers a strategy for the Dreamcast game, Pia Carrot A Yukoso 2.5, focusing on the summer portion and acting as a sequel to the previous title. It stresses the importance of building affection with heroines through repeated interactions to unlock events. Understanding the game's story, which serves as an epilogue to Pia Carrot 2, is crucial, particularly considering the ideal male image from the prior game. Key gameplay mechanics involve raising parameters like appearance, skill, and stamina through part-time jobs. The guide also highlights the limited use of relaxation. Strategies are provided for common events like the newcomer welcoming party and the invitation to a gathering. It offers character-specific guidance for potential romantic targets, including Asuza, Ryuko, Tsukasa, Hayano, Tomomi, Yuki, and Noriko, with specific advice for progressing Asuza and Hayano's storylines. The guide includes screenshots and aims to help players efficiently navigate the game and achieve their desired romantic outcomes. This page of the guide for Pia Carrot A Yukoso 2.5 continues the character strategies, focusing on Asuza Hinomori and her sister Mina Hinomori. For Asuza, the guide highlights her initial difficult, stubborn personality based on the prologue events, but notes she can soften if you persist. Her stats are balanced, emphasizing guts, academics, and stamina. The key to her route is visiting her room and pursuing her, especially during specific events like the beach trip, 8/17. Several key events are shown with screenshots for August 3rd, 11th, 14th school trip, and 17th. Mina, Asuza's sister, is presented as an easier character to approach, with high stats in appearance, guts, and stamina, and an emphasis on kindness. The guide suggests starting her route by calling her and focusing on studying together. Events on July 30th, August 10th, 14th, and 18th. It also mentions that working kitchen shifts can tie into another character's event, adding complexity to the strategy. Screenshots accompany her key events, including meeting her at the station and study sessions. Both sections provide clear steps and dates for triggering important events, reinforcing the game's structure around specific dates and actions to build relationships and unlock story progression. This continuation of the guide provides actionable steps for pursuing two key heroines after the initial setup discussed on the previous page. This page continues the guide for Pia Carrot A Yukoso 2.5, focusing on two more key heroines, Ryoko Futaba and Aoi Minase. For Ryoko Futaba, the guide details her preference for men strong in stamina, with moderate importance placed on appearance, guts, and academics, but critically checking for kindness. To raise her affection, you should visit her room every Tuesday. As the manager's assistant, she's serious and takes on a lot of work, so visiting her on her rare days off is vital. Working as a cashier or waiter is recommended, along with training your guts and making sure to study. Key events include attending a party on August 1st, a pool date on August 5th, and helping her with work on August 10th and 11th. Aoi Minase, on the other hand, is presented as someone who heavily values appearance, kindness, and stamina, with guts and academics being moderately important. Her key to affection is also visiting her room. She's sociable and often invites you over, but connecting with her takes effort. Focusing on your appearance and gut stats, and working the waiter or cashier shifts will help. Significant events for her include going to a parlor on August 4th, a conversation about the manager's marriage on August 9th, discussing sewing on August 10th, and being questioned about your relationship status on August 16th. Both sections provide actionable steps and specific dates to progress the relationship with each character, highlighting their distinct personalities and strategic approaches within the game. This page continues the guide for Pia Carrot A Yukoso 2.5, detailing strategies for two more heroines, Tsukasa Enomoto and Sanae Enishi. For Tsukasa Enomoto, the guide notes she is strict about appearance and kindness, but values guts, academics, and stamina highly. To raise her affection, visiting her room is key. She often faces trouble with customers or her waiter duties, and handling these situations kindly is important. Key events include a cosplay queen contest and presenting her with 3 plushies you've collected for a special CG scene. Her appearance value is quite high, emphasizing the player's need to focus on that stat. Sanae Enishi is strict about guts and stamina, but highly regards appearance, kindness, and academics. The guide highlights jogging with her as the main way to deepen your relationship. This daily routine quickly closes the distance, turning a colleague into a friend with a shared goal, and eventually into a more conscious male-female relationship. Key events include starting the daily jogs, an unexpectedly intimate moment, an event at the water slider where commenting on her swimsuit can be counterproductive, and an event where she falls ill from overwork. The guide notes that, aside from a few tricky points, her route is not particularly difficult, and focusing on the dishwashing shift is recommended until the end. This page continues the comprehensive guide for Pia e Yukoso 2.5, focusing on strategies for two more heroines, Mikiko Shinohara and Harue Yamana. Mikiko Shinohara, an aspiring manga artist, places a strict check on guts, while appearance, kindness, academics, and stamina are somewhat important to her ideal partner. To raise her affection, the key is to visit her workplace, which turns out to be her home. Her route involves helping her with her manga work and navigating her challenges with editors. Building your guts and academic stats, perhaps through the dishwashing or cleaning shifts, is crucial before you meet her. Memorable events include witnessing her struggles, becoming her assistant, an unexpected greeting at her home, and preparing for Comiket. Harue Yamana is introduced through an event involving her lost child, Kaoru-chan. For Haru, kindness is strictly checked in her ideal partner, while she is more lenient regarding guts, academics, and stamina. The main way to deepen your relationship is by visiting her at the nearby park. Her path involves helping her with Kaoru-chan and getting to know her as a single mother. Focusing on your kindness stat and taking the waiter shift is recommended. Key events include the initial encounter with Kaoru-chan, sharing a bath with them, a confession at the park, and being treated to her home cooking. Her schedule is noted as tight, emphasizing the need to manage time effectively. This guide provides strategy for winning the game. Welcome to Pia 2.5, focusing on three heroines, Tomomi Aizawa, Yuki Kamizuka, and Noriko Shima. Focusing on the cleaning shift early benefits Tomomi, who values guts and academics and requires a stamina of 3 for a pool event. Phone calls are crucial after day 10. Yuki prioritizes appearance, kindness, and academics. Call her and avoid serious messages on her answering machine. Key events include a residential street visit on 12/25. Noriko values kindness, appearance, guts, academics, and stamina. Calling her also increases affection. Events include meeting her on a residential street, 12/23, and a scene about her goals, 12/27. This page features a strategy guide for the Dreamcast light gun shooter, Confidential Mission. It presents essential information for players aiming to master the game, focusing on detailed maps, item locations, and advanced techniques. The guide also highlights unlockable content upon clearing certain modes, such as the Agent Academy, training simulations, and the challenging Another World mode, which features altered enemy layouts. A significant portion is dedicated to a walkthrough of Mission 1, the museum stage, detailing the path from the start to the final boss encounter in the Egypt exhibit. It provides descriptions of crucial items found throughout the game, like badges for life recovery, boxes yielding high-scoring discs, powerful temporary weapons like the machine gun and bomb, and rare armor that provides a crucial defensive hit. The guide emphasizes scoring techniques, explaining how shooting speed, justice shots on specific enemy types, and combo shots significantly boost your score. Mastering combos is presented as the key to achieving high scores. Target scores for the stage are provided, encouraging both new and experienced players to push their limits. The developers also leave a message, urging players to challenge the game's difficulty and uncover its secrets. The next page continues the detailed strategy guide for Confidential Mission's first level. It breaks down the mission into specific points, offering tactical advice for each encounter. It starts with the computer room and moves through areas like the exhibition rooms, the balcony, a poison gas event, and a rope gun event, before culminating in the boss battle. For each section, it provides key strategies, such as practicing justice and combo shots early on, how to handle enemy waves in the exhibition halls, effective use of temporary weapons like the machine gun, and specific tactics for events like the rope gun challenge. The guide also highlights important items, like prioritizing collecting discs from boxes and ensuring you grab the armor. It emphasizes achieving target scores at various checkpoints, showing the path to mastering the level. The final section details the boss fight against the statues and the main villain, offering step-by-step advice on how to defeat their different attack phases. Screenshots throughout illustrate the specific locations and enemy setups being discussed, making the advice clear and practical for players aiming for high scores. This page provides a strategy guide for Crazy Taxi 2, focusing on the challenging Small Apple map. The guide aims to help players master the map by highlighting key shortcut points and detailing the locations of the 33 destinations. A prominent map of Small Apple is displayed, with numbered points corresponding to a list of destinations, including places like the police station, fire station, hospital, Burger King, university, and various stores and public buildings. The guide emphasizes the importance of using shortcuts efficiently to maximize score and time. It also features screenshots showcasing gameplay moments on the map. Furthermore, it details specific routes, such as Route A, which focuses on using the glass roof of an arcade street as a unique path, and Route B, which involves navigating complex areas, including utilizing statues for jumps, to gain an advantage. The advice encourages players to take risks and utilize unconventional paths if they are confident in their driving skills. This guide details shortcuts in Crazy Taxi 2's Small Apple map. Route C provides a shortcut through an arcade street. Route D navigates the tricky northwest area for a coastward path. Route E, the most direct, jumps over buildings in the northeast but is limited by few destinations there. Route F is a narrow, obscured shortcut near the Opera House to Central Park, while Route G is a wider, easier route with group passengers near its entrance. Regarding the subway, you can drive on the tracks for quick travel but can't access platforms. Finally, reaching the second floor of the central terminal is key, achievable with the taxi's jump ability. This page features a strategy guide for the Dreamcast RPG/adventure title, Exodus Guilty Neos. This is the second part of the guide, focusing on navigating the latter stages of the game, leading up to the climax. The guide covers the game's progression across different timelines, the past, present, and future chapters. It details key points and events, such as starting a journey with 4 characters in the past chapter, or battling the fiery creature, Flare. A specific puzzle in the Lost Forest is highlighted, explaining how to use the Shield of Light and press buttons in a specific sequence to progress. The guide also touches upon the final confrontation with Windy, the Priestess of Wind, suggesting it presents a significant challenge before hinting at a moment of rescue. Finally, it describes a pivotal scene in the ruins from the present chapter, where the protagonists discover a mysterious girl surrounded by light after an earthquake, leaving the player to uncover her identity. The guide is structured to help players overcome difficult sections, but encourages them to solve the ultimate ending puzzle themselves. This page continues the strategy guide for the Dreamcast RPG, Exodus Guilty Neos, picking up the future chapter storyline from Event 31. The guide details steps through Event 41, including navigating locations like Hulao Pass and the Holy Land of Zar and Lamu, and utilizing items like the Purple Dagger and the Book of Sandust. Specific points provide instructions on how to open Hulao Pass using crests or bypass defenses in Lamu. The page also features sections on events from the past and present chapters, offering hints like using the legend of the cockatrice in the past chapter to break a petrification curse, and describing plot points such as the goddess's revival and dangerous events in the ruins. Additionally, there's a section discussing the conditions for obtaining ranks after clearing the game. While clear time is confirmed to influence the rank, with Emerald and Pearl ranks tied to specific time brackets, 25-35 hours and over 35 hours, the requirements for the higher Diamond, Ruby, and Sapphire ranks are stated as unknown. Screenshots and illustrations depict key characters like Tatsuya, Lalila, Kasumi, and Rin, highlighting pivotal moments like Rin's apparent execution and the mystery surrounding a girl found near Zar. The guide structure encourages players to use the information to progress, but leaves the final path forward for players to discover themselves. This page features a strategy guide for the Dreamcast adventure game, Miss Moonlight. The main objective highlighted is saving Princess Sandy from an anti-government organization in a Middle Eastern country. The guide emphasizes that making the correct choices a specific number of times is crucial, as outcomes change based on these decisions. Getting the desired ending requires following certain steps outlined in the included flowchart. The page provides Sandy's strategy flowchart 1, detailing recommended choices for the first 6 days. This includes actions like going straight home after school, taking a shower, helping someone, approaching Sandy, talking with her, becoming friends, and waking her up. Accompanying point sections offer strategic advice. Point 1 stresses the importance of constantly interacting with Sandy to advance her events. Point 2 advises going straight home after school on certain days as it's essential for important events, contrasting it with detouring, which might lead to encounters with other characters. Point 3 explains that on the 5th day, the choice regarding breakfast impacts which event triggers, recommending not taking breakfast to proceed directly to school events, as taking it leads to events with other sub-heroines. Screenshots depict key scenes related to character interactions, showing dialogue boxes and character portraits, including moments with Sandy and potentially other characters like a trekking, illustrating the choices and their immediate consequences within the game. The guide aims to provide a clear path for players to successfully save the princess. This guide outlines the later stages of Sandy's route in Miss Moonlight and introduces sub-heroine paths. The Sandy strategy focuses on a flowchart from day 6 onward, emphasizing crucial choices like the day 7 date and reactions to her kidnapping, leading to a good ending. Point summaries highlight key decisions, such as the importance of the veranda event and following the date flowchart for optimal results. The route becomes largely linear after Sandy's abduction. The guide then introduces the sub-heroines, Akane Otonari, Natsuki Seto, Kyoko Ayuse, and Saya Kojimachi. Meeting them involves after-school detours. Each has a specific keyword and meeting location to progress their routes. Key choices include leveraging Akane's mother's cooking, frequenting the cafe for Natsuki, confirming Kyoko's feelings, and saving Saya by buying her a stuffed animal. The guide is visually supported by screenshots illustrating important scenes. This page focuses on Phantasy Star Online Ver 2, specifically diving into strategies for the challenging challenge mode. It acknowledges the difficulty of this mode and aims to provide foundational tips for players, featuring insights from a player named Pian. The guide breaks down key strategies into point sections. One crucial tip is attacking enemies from behind, especially when your character level is low, as this is a reliable tactic when direct confrontation is difficult. Another important strategy is to maximize recovery gained from leveling up. Since items are scarce in challenge mode, using the full HPTP recovery upon gaining a level is essential for survival. The guide also suggests prioritizing easier rooms when faced with multiple paths, as these might contain valuable items needed for tougher sections later. Finally, it strongly advises against reckless play, emphasizing that impatient actions waste resources and can jeopardize the entire team. Teamwork and waiting for the right opportunity are key elements of success. The page also features a Gallery Pioneer section, showcasing fan art submitted by players from various prefectures in Japan, highlighting the community's creativity. This guide to Phantasy Star Online, Ver 2's challenge mode, focuses on item distribution and strategies for early stages. Hunters benefit from early def boosts and prioritizing handguns for safety. Rangers are strong starters, leveraging their ranged attacks to conserve resources, and are crucial due to their stable combat style. Forces are cautioned to play cautiously in early stages, conserving TFP and mine stats while being wary of bosses. Androids are reliable, utilizing their unique abilities like nerve immunity and trap detection, with advantages in handgun equipping due to higher dex. The article also highlights rare equipment like the rocket punch and standstill shield. Finally, a player team, Dorimaga Exploration Team, is forming and looking for new members to explore ultimate and challenge modes. This page serves as the cover for the magazine dated July 6, 2001, priced at 420 yen, positioning itself as the go-to guide for both new releases and strategies. It prominently features coverage of major software launching for the summer season, spanning genres from RPGs to fighting games, described as a lineup of blockbusters. Key highlights include the latest information on a highly anticipated Big RPG, a Capcom feature packed with new details including the groundbreaking Devil May Cry, and a deep dive into the release of Atelier Lily, complete with creator interviews. Other upcoming titles mentioned range across genres, featuring Gran Turismo 3 Aspect, Evergrace 2, Tearing Saga, Utona Hero Senki, Shadow Hearts, Kenshou, Ace Combat 04 Shattered Skies, Silent Hill 2, GQ Powerful Pro Yaku 2001, and Missing Blue. A section lists available strategy guides for various games and platforms. Notably, a large promotion on the left showcases the Phantasy Star Online Ver.2 Perfect Guide, directly following up on the previous page's detailed strategy coverage for the game's challenging modes, promising to reveal the path to being the strongest, and offering a limited edition telephone card set. This page marks a significant shift for the magazine, symbolizing the end of the Dreamcast-focused era by declaring, "The era of isolation is over," and urging readers to, "Now, let's open the country." This is humorously depicted in an illustration showing characters representing different consoles like PS2, Sega/Dreamcast, GameCube, and Xbox, arriving on ships, mirroring Japan's historical opening to the West. The core message is that with Dreamcast production ceasing, the magazine is broadening its horizons to cover games on other platforms. A special feature titled Dorimaga Other Platform Account highlights this new direction. The contents list reveals articles on titles such as the PS2 game on Oniken Bun, Sega's light gun arcade hit Vampire Knight coming to PS2, the popular 2D fighter Guilty Gear X also heading to PS2 after its Naomi and Dreamcast releases, the visual novel Even TFA on PlayStation, Spink's character Nakoru appearing on PC, and Capcom's classic RPG Breath of Fire making its way to Game Boy Advance. Most notably, the page features a section emphasizing Sega's commitment to releasing games on other hardware. A highlight here is Super Monkey Ball, developed by Amusement Vision, confirmed for the GameCube. The article notes the significant graphical power-up compared to the arcade version, and the inclusion of fun elements like multiplayer and minigames, which are described as exciting, especially based on experiences at events like E3. Screenshots showcase the detailed environments and the engaging multiplayer gameplay. This page delves into the evolution of Atlus's action-adventure title, highlighting its move from the Dreamcast to the PlayStation 2 as Maken Shao. The feature prominently displays the game's striking artwork and discusses the changes made for the PS2 release, roughly 3 years after the original Maken X on Dreamcast. The article notes that key creators from the Persona series, including director Koji Okada and character designer Kazuma Kaneko, were involved. A significant focus for Maken Shao was enhancing the cinematic presentation by incorporating movie sequences, adding greater depth and impact compared to the Dreamcast version. In an interview, Koji Okada explains that the PS2 development felt less like a simple update and more like a complete remake, indicating substantial changes were made. The goal was to improve gameplay elements like action and strategy, making the game more engaging for players. Game Data confirms the genre as an action-adventure title. A page also mentions DualShock support and a giveaway for Maken Shao-themed quo cards. This page details the evolution of Maken Shao on PlayStation 2 from its Dreamcast predecessor Maken X, highlighting how it represents a more complete form of the game. The layout features a prominent headline and sections dedicated to different aspects of its development, accompanied by various screenshots and character artwork. A major shift discussed is the move from Maken X's camera perspective to an objective, third-person viewpoint in Shao, transforming the gameplay from adventure elements towards a stronger action focus. The number of on-screen enemies has increased, and a new image flare system allows characters to learn more techniques as they are used, adding strategic depth. Significant attention was also given to sound design, implementing Dolby Surround for an immersive audio experience that enhances the sense of action and environment, as noted by director Koji Okada, who likens sound to being essential like soy sauce for sashimi. In an interview, Okada explains that Maken Shao is less a simple port and more a complete remake, aiming to improve the game's balance and action feel, even though the core story largely follows Maken X. The title, Shao, was chosen for its meaning of change or intersection, fitting the game's evolution. Okada also briefly mentions their next project is the latest Shin Megami Tensei title on PS2, promising distinct visual expressions. The page includes artwork and a screenshot related to the Shin Megami Tensei series, hinting at future work. This page dives into the exciting news of Vampire Knight making its way to the PlayStation 2. Developed through a unique collaboration between Namco, Sega, and WoW Entertainment, this arcade light gun shooter is heading home. The page features striking artwork of the game's protagonists and the menacing vampire antagonists, along with screenshots hinting at the gothic environments and intense action players can expect. It's confirmed as a 12-player gun shooting game, with support for the GunCon 2 peripheral, crucial for an authentic arcade experience. WoW Entertainment, known for hits like The House of the Dead 2, brings their expertise in the genre to this port. An interview with developer Katsuo Nakamura touches on the porting process, ensuring the transition maintains the arcade's visual fidelity and gameplay feel on the PS2 hardware. The game promises to be a key title for the console's lineup, showcasing impressive visuals and fast-paced gunplay straight from the arcades. This page continues the deep dive into the PlayStation 2 port of Vampire Knight, focusing on the additional content and the required peripheral. It highlights that the PS2 version includes a wealth of original elements, thanks to the extra development time. Players can look forward to an original mode where gathering silver allows them to purchase items in a shop, adding replayability. A dedicated training mode is also featured, designed to help players master the shooting mechanics, with mastering it unlocking special items. The page also confirms Vampire Knight as the second software title to support the GunCon 2 light gun peripheral on PS2. It provides details on the GunCon 2 itself, noting its USB compatibility and a redesigned, more compact form factor compared to previous models, featuring additional buttons including a C button for reloading. An interview with developers Rikiya Nakagawa and Chikaya Nakagawa from WoW Entertainment reveals the advantages of having more development time compared to ports like The House of the Dead 2 on Dreamcast. This allowed them to implement significant original content, including numerous mini-games that offer substantial gameplay. They discuss adding depth beyond the arcade experience, emphasizing the game's volume, and the team's efforts in researching European locations to enhance the atmosphere. They express confidence in the PS2 version as a complete package for players to enjoy, especially highlighting the fun of playing with a friend using two GunCon 2 controllers. The game is set to release this winter. This page features the highly anticipated PlayStation 2 debut of Guilty Gear X, a fighting game that set the arcade and Dreamcast scenes ablaze. The article declares this PS2 version achieves a level of perfection that surpasses even the critically acclaimed Dreamcast port, presenting itself as a rebirth of the title. It highlights key aspects that make the game a must-play. The diverse cast of over 14 characters, including fan favorites like Soul Bad Guy and KY Kisuke, are brought to life with an astonishing level of detail, boasting over 7,500 animation patterns. The deep and engaging game system, featuring staples like the Gatling combination and the thrilling instant kill moves, is praised for being enjoyable for both beginners and veteran players alike. Furthermore, the PS2 version isn't just a straight port. It includes an arcade perfect mode, alongside returning modes like training and survival, with the promise of completely new modes added to this release. Billed as the ultimate work dedicated to the fans, Guilty Gear X is tracing its path from arcade through Dreamcast onto the PlayStation 2 stage. The game is planned for a fall 2001 release from Sammy, promising that explosive excitement is returning. This page dives deeper into the PlayStation 2 release of Guilty Gear X, showcasing some of the exciting new content added to this version. It confirms the inclusion of a dedicated story mode that expands on the game's lore, focusing on character relationships and backstories beyond the arcade narrative. There's also a gallery mode, where completing challenges unlocks various CG illustrations and setting materials, potentially even featuring artwork submitted by fans. The article highlights that the PS2 version brings a new wind, with unique original elements. Alongside existing modes, new stages are being added, hinting at even more varied combat scenarios. A developer interview provides insight into these additions, confirming that the team is focused on incorporating numerous new elements like the story and gallery modes to make the PS2 version the definitive, fan-focused release, promising that players have a lot to look forward to. Intriguingly, the page also mentions a link or connection between the PS2 Guilty Gear X and Guilty Gear Petit 2, a previously released game on the WonderSwan Color, suggesting some form of interaction or shared content between the two titles. Finally, details are given for an official illustration contest, where winning entries will be included in the PS2 version's gallery mode, showing a direct way for fans to contribute to the game. This page delves into Even the Fatal Attraction, the latest entry in the acclaimed Even adventure game series for the Dreamcast. Known for its multi-perspective system, this installment brings back the fan-favorite protagonists Kojiro and Marina, marking their return as leads 4 years after the second game, Even the Lost One. The article highlights the premise. Marina's first case after her training involves investigating a seemingly professional hit on a couple, raising questions about the motive and the culprit's skill. The page features profiles for Kojiro, Marina, and supporting character Kyoko Himuro, offering insights into their roles and how their circumstances have changed. Screenshots scattered throughout depict various scenes from the game, showing character interactions, dramatic moments, and hinting at the game's mystery. A brief history of the series is also included, listing the protagonists of previous titles, and illustrating the continuity and evolution of the EVE universe leading up to the Fatal Attraction. Game details like release information are also presented. EVE: The Fatal Attraction introduces several key characters. Marina Hojo, a former elite investigator, returns as a protagonist. Saburo Kono, Marina's former superior, and Kyoko Kirino, a former student, also appear. Yuka Fuji, a girl Marina protects, is assisting with the investigation. Genzaburo Katsuragi, a private detective, Yayoi Katsuragi, and Kojiro, now a bodyguard, are featured as well. The twin daughters, Mika and Miki and Gendo, also appear. The game introduces a new, touchable view system, replacing traditional commands. Players can target objects on screen with a cursor and perform actions via clicks. This mechanic, alongside the returning characters, provides a good insight into the gameplay and cast of The Fatal Attraction. This page features characters from the popular Samurai Showdown series. The main focus is on the supporting cast connected to the iconic heroine Nakoruru. We are introduced to Rimuru, Nakoru's younger sister, known for her bright and lively personality. Though her energy can sometimes lead to trouble, she is depicted as a playmate for the protagonist. Minari is presented as Nakoru's childhood friend and a shrine maiden, possessing a calm demeanor but showing surprising resolve when necessary. Despite being from a family of singers, her own vocal talent is not highly regarded. Finally, a mysterious girl resembling Nakoru is featured. Described as rational and decisive, she meets the protagonist and learns swordsmanship from them, with her true motives remaining unknown. The page also includes atmospheric text snippets referencing Kamui Kotan as a home within nature, and mentioning the return of a person who left to protect others, highlighting the series' focus on nature and spiritual themes. These character profiles and narrative fragments offer a glimpse into the world and personalities featured in this iteration of the Samurai Showdown universe, likely Samurai Showdown: Warrior's Rage, which appeared on Dreamcast. This page features the game Nakoru, A Gift from That Person, an adventure title for Windows PC based on SMUNK's popular Samurai Showdown fighting series. The game focuses on the series' iconic heroine, Nakoru, aiming to depict her daily life and true character in a way not fully explored in the fighting games. Presented with high-resolution graphics and a touching narrative, the game tells a story from a child's perspective, showing Nakoru's life with friends. The text also touches upon Nakoru's character, highlighting her longing for a normal existence, despite her duties as a shrine maiden and guardian of nature. The page includes illustrations of Nakoru and what appears to be an in-game scene or promotional artwork. Information about the game, including a link to its official website, is provided. The website serves as a hub for product details, development diaries, and online sales for fans interested in learning more about this unique spin-off adventure. This page features an in-depth look at Capcom's return to the Breath of Fire series, with a release on the Game Boy Advance. The article highlights Breath of Fire as Capcom's third major RPG series, following the success of titles like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. It chronicles the series' journey from its origins on the Super Famicom, SNES, to PlayStation, and now the GBA. The article emphasizes the unique individual actions of characters, showcasing the protagonist Ryu's ability to transform into a dragon, and other character-specific skills used both in combat and the overworld. Screenshots illustrate the turn-based battle system and an overworld exploration scene, featuring pixel art graphics. A significant portion is dedicated to an interview with Capcom developers involved in the GBA port. They discuss the decision to bring the first Breath of Fire back, the approach to remaking it while staying true to the original, and the benefits of releasing it on a portable system like the GBA. They specifically mention redrawing character graphics and updating system elements for the new platform. The page includes a photo of Capcom producer Hironobu Takeshita. The article positions this GBA release as a return to the roots of fantasy RPGs. The Game Boy Advance version of Breath of Fire received significant upgrades. A vastly improved save system allows saving anywhere, ideal for portable play. Item trading via the GBA communication cable facilitates resource sharing, aiding new players. Capcom is also bringing original titles to the GBA, including Yushun Rhapsody, a jockey RPG with horse and jockey racing elements. This game offers a deep, accessible experience, also utilizing communication features. An interview with Capcom's Noriyuki Harada, reveals graphical improvements for Breath of Fire, like redrawn faces and control overhauls. Harada discusses Capcom's RPG focus, including future titles like El Dorado Gate, and encourages players to enjoy the GBA release of Breath of Fire. This page features the Hitmaker official page, Volume 20, focusing on the arcade title Cracking DJ Part 2. This new version of the popular DJ simulation game has arrived in arcades. A major highlight is the collaboration between two charismatic figures in game music, Master Hiro and Sega's renowned sound composer Takenobu Mitsuyoshi, who joined Hitmaker last year and participated in the development of 2. This partnership is described as an incredible meeting of minds for fans. The page details key additions in Part 2.
Check 1 points out the addition of 22 new songs.
Check 2 introduces the Super Remix mode, designed for advanced players looking for a challenging experience. Check 3 highlights Lesson Tune, practice tracks aimed at helping newcomers easily learn how to play, addressing feedback that the first game might have been difficult for beginners. The page includes screenshots showing the gameplay interface, the Super Remix selection, and the Lesson Tune screen, alongside photos of the arcade cabinet and the 2 featured developers. This page continues the discussion on Cracking DJ Part 2, featuring an interview with developers Hiro and Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. They explain the game's design philosophy, aiming to make it more accessible while still offering challenges for advanced players. Hiro elaborates on the tutorial Lesson Tune, which breaks down gameplay into steps like cueing and scratching, making it easier for newcomers. He also mentions broadening the musical genres beyond the first game's cool focus to include more happy and vocal tracks to appeal to a wider audience. Hiro also talks about the Super Remix mode, designed as a difficult challenge for experienced players. Takenobu Mitsuyoshi discusses his experience working on Cracking DJ Part 2 after joining Hitmaker. He specifically highlights adding his own vocal track, Could Be, to the game, emphasizing the game's core concept of friendliness. He encourages players to try the game, stating it's different from typical music games by simulating the joy of performance rather than just timing button presses. Mitsuyoshi mentions a difficulty spike that can be challenging but rewarding when overcome. The page also includes a tip box advising players to aim for cool during gameplay by performing DJ-like cuts perfectly after cueing. Another box describes how to switch scratch sounds by pressing the start button and rotating the turntable, allowing for personalized sound customization. The screenshots illustrate the gameplay interface, scoring, and the visual feedback for achieving cool or perfect. The interview concludes with both developers thanking players. This page is dedicated to the world of Prize Paradise, featuring Take-chan and Koni exploring ways to win prizes. The main focus is on the Super Guru Station, a large crane game machine specifically designed for prize hunting. The article explains that while winning prizes can be tough, this machine offers a high chance of success. It mentions that these large machines are being installed in major amusement centers, encouraging readers to seek them out. The page offers tips on how to play the Super Guru Station, explaining it's a pusher-style game where the secret is timing your push to hit the center of the prize as it rotates on a dish. The machine also offers special chances with a larger arm if you accumulate points by playing repeatedly at the same location. There's a section highlighting the importance of communicating with staff, as they can assist by placing prizes in advantageous positions. The page includes photos of the machine, successful prize attempts, and cheerful staff members, emphasizing the fun atmosphere. There's also a small present giveaway section mentioned. Finally, a list of locations where the Super Guru Station is available is provided. This page is dedicated to the world of prizes, showcasing a variety of claw machine winnings and featuring a comic strip with Koni and Take-chan. The page highlights prizes themed for summer, including large hugging pillows featuring marine animals like whales and polar bears, along with Sanrio character mascot straps. There are also prizes based on the Kobato collection and an Ebichu plushie. A section is devoted to Disney prizes, showing items like a Winnie the Pooh plushie collection, a Mickey Mouse drink server, Mickey and Minnie plushies, and Nightmare Before Christmas glasses. Lists detail many other potential prizes available during June and July, featuring franchises such as an Ip and Man, Calamaro, Sesame Street, Doraemon, Tama and Friends, and Disney characters like Pooh, Toy Story, Bambi, and 101 Dalmatians. The comic continues the theme of prize machines.
Koni asks Take-chan, who is depicted as skilled at winning prizes, how she manages to conquer the machines. Take-chan reminisces about struggling years ago, but now boasts about winning so many prizes. Her room is full, although it costs her a lot of money. The discussion suggests that Take-chan has a knack for these games, and they ultimately decide to seek tips from readers, likely for future segments on improving prize-winning skills.
This page features actress and artist Nozomi Endo. The main title reads, Dream a Girl, Scene 37 Special. Alongside her name, Nozomi Endo. A large vertical title translates to Ando Nozomi, the place where I am, suggesting a personal reflection.
The page includes 2 photographs of Nozomi Endo. The accompanying text appears to be an interview or profile piece.
It discusses her journey, moving from the general entertainment world into acting, spurred by her role in the film Sakuya Kaiden. This experience awakened her desire to express herself through acting. The article highlights her debut as an artist and her feelings about finding a new position. It also touches upon her experiences with photo shoots, specifically mentioning wearing swimwear, and her thoughts on whether it makes her feel embarrassed. The content reflects on her artistic expression and perhaps the challenges or feelings associated with being in the public eye and performing different roles. This page continues the profile on actress and artist Nozomi Endo. The main image features her lying down in a white tank top with Duras written on it and a blue skirt, set against an orange tiled background. The accompanying text appears to be an interview where she discusses her debut single Place. She mentions the title track is a ballad, which she prefers, similar to artists like Imai Miki and Every Little Thing. She also talks about the coupling track, Revolution 21, which is more up-tempo. Notably, Place was used as the ending theme for the TV drama Last Alive. The interview also briefly touches on her fashion preferences, favoring simple and casual styles like jeans, and humorously discusses current trends like low-rise jeans and showing one's stomach, noting she gets cold easily. A smaller section details her debut maxi single Place, including its release date, price, and track list. There is also a brief announcement about a present campaign offering a signed pamphlet and CD set. This page continues the profile of actress and artist Nozomi Endo. The main image features a striking portrait of her looking towards the camera, wearing a colorful floral top, against a bright blue sky background. The accompanying text appears to be a personal comment from her, perhaps related to the photo shoot or the season. The text reads, Get ready for the best summer. I also feel like I have a feeling that's coming.
There is no game-specific content on this page, focusing instead on the featured individual and her message.
This page continues the profile of actress and artist Nozomi Endo. It provides key details about her, including her birth date, August 3, 1982, her blood type, AB, and her birthplace, Chiba Prefecture. Her listed hobbies are piano and shopping. The page also features information about her activities, including the release of her DVD titled Place on July 25th. Furthermore, it outlines a series of events held as part of her debut single-release commemorative Big Dream campaign, with dates and locations spanning across Japan in late June and July. Contact information for her official fan club preparatory office is included, along with the URL for her net fan club homepage. Credits for the photography, styling, and hair/makeup are also listed. This page focuses solely on her personal and professional details, without any game-specific content. This page features a manga series titled Daru's Creature, specifically Episode 47, You've Been Cold Lately. On the left, there are character introductions for the main cast. We see Guru, a young aspiring scientist, his creature assistant Jinmen, a Wisan who has a face on his chest with a separate personality, Usagi, a rabbit-like creature known for tricking others, and Otaku-kun, a reptile-type troublemaker. The comic panels depict a humorous slice-of-life scenario where the characters are engaged in daily activities like cleaning and laundry, with exaggerated reactions and sound effects, fitting the comedic tone often found in these kinds of strips. This page features episode 47 of the manga series Daru's Creature, titled You've Been Cold Lately. The panels depict a humorous slice-of-life scenario involving Guru, the young scientist, and his various creature companions. The comic opens with a character slipping and falling, causing a commotion and panic among Guru and the rabbit-like Usagi. Later panels show Guru attempting to sleep, but various creatures sneak into his bed, crowding him. While some creatures seem to enjoy the situation, One expresses concern about whether only Guru Guru can sleep peacefully under these conditions. The strip concludes with Guru Guru discovering that the cat-like creature John P. has taken over his bed, leading to Guru Guru's exasperation. The right side of the page includes character profiles for some of the creatures. These include Mochi Mochi-kun, described as a resilient and hard-working fixed-lick-type creature rumored to be involved with Dandy-kun. Dandy-kun is a seemingly sturdy but fragile shell-type creature who is also a bit shy. Finally, John P.K.U.N. is presented as a boss-type creature created by Guru Guru, capable of absorbing adolescent gloom and acting as a tough but good older brother figure. A preview for the next episode teases the arrival of a Bali Toadstorm. This page features Terrayanag Volume 2, showcasing an art piece by Katsuya Terada and Yoko Kuroyanagi from 2001. The main illustration depicts a figure wearing a helmet, holding a smaller creature that appears to be a mermaid. Text overlaying the image indicates this is Main View Wee VN Am Tai Number 2, the freshwater sponge, suggesting it's part of a serialized feature within the magazine, which is noted as continuing on the next page under Tai Number 3. The page includes text blocks that likely contain narrative or commentary related to the scene and characters. A list of characters who have appeared in the series so far is also present, noting figures like Rome, Chorizo, and others, along with their roles in the story. This page focuses on presenting illustrative content and story elements from this ongoing serial, rather than reviewing games. This page features the Dorimaga Mama Compatibility Fortune-Telling section, covering the period from June 22nd to July 12th. It provides horoscopes for each zodiac sign, divided by gender, offering a brief outlook, a lucky color, a lucky item, and ratings across categories like money, health, love, work, and play. The page also includes a compatibility guide highlighting favorable and unfavorable signs. A notable feature is a spotlight on Mai Sakisaka from the visual novel Close to Inori no Oka, a game released on the Dreamcast by Kid. Her specific entry, tied to her June 25th birthdate, offers advice on consulting elders for romantic issues. This segment provides lighthearted guidance based on astrology and features a character from a relevant Dreamcast title. This page kicks off with a reader giveaway section, featuring some cool prizes. Up for grabs are copies of Dreamcast software, highlighted by a screenshot showing Sonic Adventure 2, the Crazy Taxi 2 t-shirt which looks pretty sharp, and some neat Sega merchandise including character stickers and a special business card case that's definitely a collector's item for fans of Sega's unique self-parody title. There's also an original Dorimaga t-shirt and a collectible phone card featuring the popular cast of Sakura Wars 3, Is Paris Burning? The deadline for entry is mid-July 2001. The page also lists the magazine staff and details on how to apply to become a writer for Dorimaga. Additionally, it announces the winners from a previous giveaway featured in the May 25th issue. Finally, we get a glimpse at what's coming in the next issue. The preview hypes up features on upcoming or notable titles like Tekken vs. Virtua Fighter just before its release, a deep dive into Super Robot Wars Alpha for Dreamcast, and a special project focused on Shenmue 2. It also teases features on visual novels Canary and The Virgin on Megiddo, plus Derbitsuku 2. A highlight is a character voice actor interview featuring Sayeko Shimazu, the voice behind Glycine Bloomer from Sakura Wars 3, showing continued focus on popular series. The next issue, dated July 27th, is set to hit shelves on July 13th. This page focuses on the beautiful girl romance adventure game, Miss Moonlight. The artwork features the main heroine, Sandy, in a flowing dress, alongside smaller screenshots showcasing different characters and scenes from the game. The story involves Sandy, a princess from a Middle Eastern country who arrives in Japan due to conflict at home. She and the protagonist develop a bond, but she eventually returns to her country. She later comes back to Japan to study, leading to a multi-route love story involving the protagonist and other characters. The game promotes its high-quality graphics, multi-ending scenario system, and fully voiced heroines. It was slated for release in late June 2001 for 6,800 yen before tax. Developed by Spiel and published by Naxat and Kaga Tech, the page also includes a tagline on the side, "I will surely protect you." This page features the romantic visual novel Air for the Dreamcast console. The page showcases a prominent illustration of the main heroine and includes text emphasizing themes of summer, nostalgic days, encounters, and waiting under the vast sky. Developed by Key and published by NEC Interchannel, Air was known for its emotional storytelling and beautiful artwork. The page confirms the game was scheduled for a summer 2001 release on the Dreamcast. The vertical text on the side appears to be general magazine information for the issue, noting a Tekken vs. Virtua Fighter theme elsewhere in the publication, but the focus here is clearly on the Air game.